Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Penta Amateur League talk show for Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo Switch. I am AK and I'm joined by Vishire and we'll be your casters for today and tomorrow for the playoffs as well. So Vishire, I'm extremely excited to be here, man. It's been a long journey, right?
It's been way too long. It's been way too long since we've had a tournament, man. I'm
Yeah,
also very excited, yeah.
Yeah, and especially given Smash's online scene has been growing so much in the past couple of years, like especially with the lockdown and everything. I feel like the
Yeah.
Smash community has grown a lot bigger, and we've been having a lot more online tournaments, and I'm really glad to see that we'll be having all our players showing up now. So, why don't you tell the viewers what the Penta Amateur League is really about?
Okay, so it's basically for amateurs and semi-pro athletes. So people who are into esports who are just starting out, this is a very, great opportunity for you. So it's a league which goes on every month and they have different games every month and has a prize pool of 5 lakhs a month. So the league is going to end next month and it started last year. So the league lasts about 6 months.
Mhm.
So that's basically what's at stake here. So if you're
Yep.
new to esports and if you're starting out your journey, please check out Penta Amateur League.
Yeah, I think a big thing is as well, like in a lot of the smaller scenes where there's not that many esports athletes in India, I think it's a really great way to get a view of what the new talent looks like, especially I think in games like Smash, where the scene has changed so drastically since day one, and there's been so many fresh faces coming in. I think we even at this tournament, I think we're seeing a lot of new faces combined with the old ones that we're used to seeing typically. So for the
Yeah.
viewers out there, the Penta Amateur League for this month is going to be 3 games. We're going to have Smash Bros, Tekken, and we're going to be having Pokemon Unite. And the tournament will be streamed on 3 platforms. We'll be streaming it on the Penta Esports YouTube channel. We'll be streaming it on the Booyah app, on the Booyah India official channel, and we'll also be streaming it on the Penta Esports Facebook page. So make sure you tune in, make sure tell your friends, anyone who's excited to get into this. I think it's going to be a really hype couple of days for this tournaments. Vishal, I mean, there's been a very long qualifier process for this whole tournament, right? I mean, there was a bunch of registrations and all of that. So
Yeah.
why don't we take a look at what exactly the timeline looked like, right? So we had our
It was a
registrations.
Yeah, it was actually like a pretty nice. They gave a little bit of time as well from when they announced it to how the registrations went on, and yeah, the qualifiers also. I didn't get to watch any matches, but I heard they were pretty great. I actually saw some names in the top 8 that I would didn't have even uh, thought that they would actually be in the top 8 this time
That's
around because
exactly what
there's
I'm
been so
talking about,
much
right?
growth in the community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you expect a lot of names to be there. You don't expect a lot of names to be
Yeah,
there, and I think the fact that every tournament the top 8 keeps changing is very good proof that the scene is growing and like everyone's improving so fast that it's kind of hard to keep track. So you can
that's
see
right.
there was
Yeah.
a pretty long qualifier process, 3 days of grueling qualifiers, and today we'll be hosting the talk show. And we will be having the top 8 playoffs tomorrow. That is something that I'm really excited for. We see the best of the best going to duke it out, in the classic Smash fashion, and we get to see who comes out on top, right? Um, and Vishal, why don't we see what's at stake? What do the players have for them, right? So we have a 1 lakh prize pool total, well, one of the biggest the scene has ever seen. First place for 30,000 rupees. That's the grand prize. That's the one that everyone has their eyes on. Second place gets 20,000. Third and fourth place gets 10,000 each, and fifth to eighth place gets 7,500 each. So pretty stacked event,
Spamming first place.
everyone's looking at first place. Everyone is looking at that sweet 30,000 right now, and I'm sure a lot of people are really excited. But it's a really rewarding experience to get to play here, to get to play in front of all of the viewers and all of that. And on top of that, the cherry on top is that you get that sweet prize money as well. So
I want someone else to take that instead of Lionheart this time around, though.
oh man, Don't I wish, dude? Oh my God, Lionheart has been the dominant player in the scene.
Yeah.
He has been like the force, the one person that everyone's been trying to beat for a very long time now. And I think maybe this tournament is the right place for it to happen. And I think what better way to have like an upset on Lionheart than at an amateur tournament where you see a lot of fresh talent coming up. But at the same time, dude, when Lionheart is running a clinic, it's so beautiful to watch. It's like art in its own self. I think that's
It's
something
really
that's
good.
really
Yeah.
incredible about the way that Lionheart plays. He's so dominant, but at the same time, he plays the characters so effortlessly that it looks like anyone can do it. But that's the beauty. Like you try doing that, and you look so bad when you're doing it.
E-
I think that's
Especially you see this in offline tournaments, and he's just killing it. Like he looks very effortless, but you don't have any idea what's going on in his head.
And I think a big thing about Lionheart has also been the consistency that he's had both offline and online. He was dominant in the offline scene, and he was just as dominant in the
Exactly.
online scene when he was competing. I
Yeah.
think that's something that's really difficult for a lot of pro players, especially in Ultimate, to do. So I think it's very, very impressive that he's maintained that level of play for such a long time, and that level of consistency where he's like been top three, top five, top eight, if he's not winning, which is very, very rare, right? So I think
Yeah.
that's something that's very, very impressive
Has
about
he
Lionheart.
ever lost?
He's lost a couple
Like,
of tournaments, here and
but those
there.
are all online. He's never
Yeah,
lost an
exactly.
offline
That's the thing.
tournament though.
So, yep, that's true. I mean, I think all of us are really excited to hopefully be
Yeah.
going back to offline tournaments soon, and we'll be able to see what the scene is
Hopefully.
like after that. It's been a long time coming. So, yeah,
Excited, dude.
uh,
Yeah. Okay.
really, really excited, dude. Also, I mean, I think we should take a look at what the qualifier process was like, what the journey of these players look like, and what the journey of everyone else in the community look like. I think let's take a look at some of the highlights from the qualifier process and how exactly did we get here.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was one of the 3 power pack titles featured in Penta Amateur League's February edition. And after some exhilarating and high octane matches, we have narrowed down to the 8 finalists who will battle it out in the playoffs. AJ, he's one of the best players from Mumbai who prefers playing Palutena and Roy and has an aggressive playstyle which enables him to qualify for the playoffs. Dots. Dots plays Piranha Plant and does not let his opponents get close to him by using Spike Ball. Other players would have to be very careful when they compete against Dots. Iris. Iris plays Joker and Sephiroth and has an aggressive game style. He easily qualified for the playoffs from the upper bracket round, courtesy his impressive gameplay. Joel. A Pikachu main who loves to use Thunder Joel to bait his enemies so that they use their shields and then he punishes them by doing a grab combo. Joel is definitely one of the smartest players out there. Now it will be interesting to see what he does in the playoffs. Level 0 Lionheart, considered one of the best players from India who prefers playing Bowser and Pyra. Lionheart showcases very patient and defensive gameplay, which also helped him to qualify for the playoffs. Mech Chutney. Mech Chutney has a very different approach towards the game as he plays one of the lesser used characters in the game, which is Little Mac. He uses a fast character but has a passive game style, which works out pretty well for him. Cheese the Gamer. Cheese the Gamer plays Luigi and does exceptionally great combos. Other players would definitely have to protect themselves from his grabbing game. Quaelectra. Quaelectra plays Ridley and has a very fast-paced gameplay. He understands the game very well, which makes him very dangerous for his opponents. And those were the 8 finalists. The playoffs will be held on 25th February and will be live broadcast on the official YouTube channel and Facebook page of Penta Esports and also on the Booyah India channel on the Booyah app. Don't forget to tune in.
Oh my God, that was such a hype video, dude. I am just watching all of the combos, some of the highlights from the qualifiers. I think I'm really excited to just get into the games, but that there's good things take time, as they say.
We have to
And
wait, man. We have to
we
wait.
have to wait. I think
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really, really hype series, especially given some of the stuff that I was seeing in the video. It looks
It looks
insane.
amazing. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looked pretty good. Okay, I can't
It
wait.
looks
Yeah.
insane. Oh my
Some
God.
some of these
And
matches are gonna be pretty hyped. You know
oh my
it.
God,
You
yeah.
know, there's so many people who I didn't expect to be there. At least 3 or 4, and that's the top 8. I didn't expect.
Exactly.
I thought Ruan was gonna be there. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you
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 know,
expected a lot of like names to be there from the
yeah,
offline scene, Ruan, Razel, Shout outs to these people. I
Exactly.
think impressive play from all of them in the qualifiers. I sat through and watched a lot of it, and I think it was really
Yes.
impressive to see these guys play. But it's interesting to see that there's so much growth in the scene, that a lot of these players
Exactly.
were top 3, top 4 at a lot of offline tournaments, and now there are people that are upsetting them. But hopefully we get to see more fresh talent and a lot of the older faces again. Without further
Honestly,
ado, I think
I'm
we
just excited for like the kids to whoop everyone's ass. All the prodigies coming
the
in.
young ones,
Honestly,
yeah. I
yeah,
can't wait, dude. I think
you can't compete with them.
that's also a really crazy thing, a lot of these guys. So let's take a look at the top 8 players. So as you can see, our top 8 is AJ, Cheese the Gamer, McChutney, Iris, Quelectra, Joel, Dodds, and Level 0 Lionheart. So impressive top 8. I think a lot of names that I expected to see here. A few that were unexpected upsets that I didn't really think I would be able to see, but I'm very, very glad that these guys have made it here, because their game styles, the way they play, a lot of times the characters that they play are very, very interesting and like very nuanced characters. Some of the characters they play are not that commonly played characters as well. So I think it's going to be very
Yeah.
interesting to see how this bracket plays out. So as you can see, the brackets. Vishar, why don't you talk about the brackets a little bit?
Okay, so Lionheart against Jolt, that's gonna be a pretty good first match because this Jolt is like a really really young kid, and the first time we saw him was a few years ago at an offline tournament where he had his Pikachu out, and oh my god, he was making some crazy moves. We didn't even know what to look at, what to see, and we don't really need to talk about Lionheart much. He is the usurper. He never stops being at the top. So I really hope someone takes it. Someone takes this trophy out of his hands this time. No, I really want someone to steal that trophy from his hands. Honestly,
Uh-huh.
Iris and AJ. Okay, AJ plays Palutena.
Mhm.
And Iris and AJ have battled each other on a lot of online tournaments as well. Uh, Dodds, I'm not sure about Dodds much because I haven't watched him play as much, but Quelectra is definitely a good opponent for Dodds
Mhm.
because Quelectra is, in my opinion, top 3 or top 4 all over India.
Uh-huh.
But most of these guys don't really what do you say, compete in online tournaments much, and we've seen Collecta and Lionheart played off in offline tournaments a lot more.
Mhm.
uh Mick Chutney is, I think he's fairly new to the scene, but his little Mac has been killing it for a long time. Like, when I mean new to the scene, as in he started to come to tournaments very very recently, even online, and
Mhm.
he met up. Basically, this is all after the pandemic. A lot of growth that we saw after the
Uh-huh.
pandemic. You know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
cheese, yeah, cheese. I mean, if you know something about cheese, go ahead.
Sure. So Dodds, obviously a really fresh face. I think a lot of people didn't expect to see him here, but his Piranha plant has been making a lot of waves in the scene, I think, recently. And Dodds has been one of the most impressive players to see coming out of this tournament. He was a big underdog. He initially, uh, a lot of people put him off as like, because they didn't have the Piranha plant matchup experience and things like that. But I think Dodds has kind of proven the haters wrong for sure, because he has consistently played and like consistently won against players like Bicaroni. And he starts off, he has this style to him where he starts off with slightly weaker characters, and then he switches to Piranha Plant to get like the hype built up. So I think he definitely knows how to please a crowd.
Basically, if you
Cheese.
want to win, just beat odds. Just play a low tier, and try to get good at it, and bring it out when no one else plays that low tier.
Exactly, dude. Oh my
No
god.
one knows
And
the
like,
matchup.
obviously, with Cheese the Gamer, I think very, very tech skill heavy player, probably one of the best tech skill players in the Indian scene. And I think it's very impressive to see. He plays Pokemon Trainer and he plays Luigi. And with those two characters alone, he's like shown so much new tech skill to the Indian scene, that I think he adds a lot of depth to the characters that he's playing.
Okay, she's the gamer.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really, really exciting set. Okay, so moving on to a little bit more in-depth analysis about some of our players. AJ, he's been around in the scene for a while now, almost to a large part of 2 years and a little bit more, I think AJ has been a very, very active member in the scene. He's put a lot of effort into the game, and you can really see he's a very tech skill heavy player. Plays Palatina and Crom and Roy occasionally, I think, and a lot of the stuff I've seen AJ, lab a lot of things on his own. He just turns on the game and does a bunch of tech skill on his own. And it's very impressive to see the results of that like paying off when he's actually playing the game. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see, and definitely out of all the players that's here, I think AJ is going to be amongst the most aggressive players, if not the most aggressive players. But let's see how much he's able to reel that aggression in and kind of make it into like a a, a controllable, like a fire sort of.
Agreed. I mean, he has Paladin as fire to guide him.
And the journey, you can see AJ has had an absolutely killer run to make it to the playoffs, getting the first round on a walkover, winning the second round 2-0, the third round 2-0, and the fourth round 2-0. AJ is undefeated until the
He beat
playoffs so
Roselle
far.
2-0.
Roselle, again, another very established player in the Smash scene. He was amongst the top 3, top 4 players offline, and the fact that AJ has been able to beat him 2-0 shows a lot of how AJ has grown as a player, and how this tournament, you can't really go in with too many expectations because most likely you're not going to be right about this thing. So I'm just very excited to see how AJ plays and how he brings in this aggressive playstyle into the tournament.
Cheese, okay? Cheese the gamer, okay. He's been playing since 2013. His favorite food is pizza. Yeah, I like pizza too. Favorite stage is Corneria, and his first Smash game is Super Smash Flash, which isn't really a Smash game if you think about it. It was just like a boot of a Smash
Hey,
game.
we
But-
take those. We take those.
Yeah, we take those. Yeah, okay. Yeah, anything to get people into Smash, right?
Yep.
His main is Luigi, and his secondary is Pokemon Trainer. Okay, yeah. So since you said he was like a tech skill player, and you've seen him a lot,
Oh,
go ahead.
Cheese is a very, very technical player. I think a lot of people would put him as the most technical player in the Indian scene. He's very famous for his ability to just zero to death off of a very small conversion. And I think that's something that's insanely valuable, especially in a tournament like this, where stakes are very high. Having that clutch factor where you can zero to death off of a small conversion, I think is very, very important. Cheese, a lot of times people say that he can get a little bit predictable, but that's really never been that much of an issue for him. There's no point in being predictable. Like there's no disadvantage in being predictable as long as you can hit that conversion and get the kill off of it for sure. So I don't think Cheese has a problem with being predictable as long as he's doing
He's
these
still in
combos,
control,
he's getting
right?
the job done, and he's really, really good at what he does. So I think it's very impressive to see Cheese again with a very, very dominant run, losing only to Jolt, who's also here in the qualifiers, in the playoffs. And I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm waiting, hopefully, personally, for a run back of this set. Jolt versus Cheese, as you can see, is a very close 1-2 set. And Cheese has beaten everyone else in the bracket other than that. He's beaten Falkupa 2-0, he's beaten Dodds 2-0, who's also here at the playoffs, and he's beaten Ripper 2-0. So I think it's going to be a very, very interesting run. And like on a personal note, I'm just waiting to see the Jolt versus Cheese run back.
Dude, it is. I mean, I'm excited to just see Jolt play in general because I just want to watch what that kid can do. Because he can do some really, really crazy stuff. Honestly,
Jolt's
you have-
Pikachu, I think, is amongst the craziest Pikachus that I have seen in the Indian scene. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting set of games tomorrow. In general, I don't even mean like a particular character. Oh, and speaking of characters, we talk about Mech Chutney. Mech Chutney, the Little Mac main. Little Mac, for the viewers, is a very, very low tier character. A lot of people have deemed that he's competitively not viable, but Mech Chutney is here to silence the haters as he has been for a long time. He's been constantly proving that this character can reach new heights, and this character is competitively viable, and his results prove it. He's been placing top 8 at a lot of our tournaments. And of course, we have to talk about why he's called Mech Chutney. As you can see, his favorite food is tomato chutney. So it's very interesting to see the kind of backstory to this guy and the characters that he plays. Little Mac, again, a very, very weak character for a lot of the top players out there, but Mech Chutney has constantly been proving people wrong and achieving a lot of good results with this character. I've seen Mech Chutney play a lot of games. I think he has a very slow, patient, he waits and watches, and
I
he's very
know,
good at the
right?
whiff punish playstyle.
The thing is, see, from what I've seen from his gameplay, he's very, very patient. Like, he waits for you to make a mistake, and that's his game plan. That
Exactly.
he follows that, and he follows through. And the thing is, he knows his bases, right? He covers his fundamentals. He knows what he's doing with that Little Mac. Even though he wouldn't know what he's doing with another character, he has covered Little Mac's bases so well. Like, even having that stage presence that Little Mac definitely needs because his recovery sucks, right? So
Yeah.
that stage presence that you need with Little Mac is very strong, and the way he does it just looks very beautiful.
Yeah, I think Mech Chutney is also a really, really exciting player to look at. I think his journey has also been very, he's lost to one person, and that one person is arguably the favorite to win the whole tournament, Lionheart. So I think that says a lot about and I watched that set and it was a very good set. I saw a lot of really good plays out of Mech Chutney as well, but Lionheart, just coming out on top, unfortunately. Um, but very, very exciting set to see two of our best players, battling it out. Beat Rahil 2-0. He beat Shobespeare 2-0 and lost to Lionheart 0-2, which is still very respectable. Most people lose to Lionheart 0-2, so it's not as bad as people would think it is. But yeah, Mech Chutney has had a very, very
I don't think
phenomenal
it's bad
run.
at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Mech Chutney has had a phenomenal run at the qualifiers this time, and I'm just really excited to get into the games for him.
All these kids, man.
Iris. Oh my God. He has been. I think Iris joined the Smash community a lot later, but he has been playing for so long. He's been
Oh, he has been
playing.
playing for a long
Yeah.
time, yeah.
He's been playing Brawl. I think that was a big game that a lot of us got into at the beginning. I think I also got in through Brawl, then discovered Melee, and then got into Ultimate towards the end. But Iris, he's been a Brawl player. Plays Joker and Sheik. Again, Joker he's been a very, very high tier character. A lot of pro players say that he's one of the best characters in the game. And Sheik is a slightly different one. Sheik has not been that high tier. People mostly put her in the mid to low tiers, and they say that she needs a lot of tech skill. And I think the fact that Iris is able to pull off a lot of results with Sheik is very, very impressive. He does have he has his neutral is a very, very different style of neutral, I would say. He's not very approach heavy, and as a result of that, but that's really not a weakness for Iris. I think he has this way of getting the opponents in, baiting them, making sure that he can convert off of that. So I think Iris is going to be a very, very interesting player to see, especially with Joker and Sheik. I think arguably two of my favorite characters in the game because of how they move and feel when you're playing them. So I think it's going to be a very, very exciting set of games with Iris as well. So why don't we take a look at what Iris's journey was like? Iris again making it, not losing a single set.
Asta.
Beats Aster 2-0, another well-known person in the Smash scene. He beats Nitromon 2-0, and he beats Biccaroni 2-1. Biccaroni is also amongst the top few players in the Smash scene right now. So the fact that Iris beat him 2-1 is very, very impressive to get here. Iris is going to be amongst the most exciting. Personally, I play a lot of Joker in Ultimate, and I think I'm just very excited to see what Iris's Joker brings to the table and how he's kind of been redefining what the Joker meta looks like.
He has a lot of quirky plays. I've seen him.
Yeah.
And it's like 200 IQ plays. You never know how he's gonna get the other person. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty fun to watch him play.
Yeah, another thing that we haven't spoken about is Iris's Sephiroth, which he has been dabbling in recently. I've seen him play a couple of sets, and I think maybe we'll get to see that character come out as well a little bit. So I'm just very excited to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, hopefully we can see how he can make Sephiroth viable.
Oh, and Quelectra. Quelectra amongst the oldest people in the Smash scene, he's been there since Ultimate has started, and I think he's been one of the most consistent performers in the entire scene. He's been top 8 at
Definitely.
almost every tournament that he's participated in, been very, very good with a lot of characters. Quelectra was very, very famous for being the random main. He used to pick
Playing
random, used
everything.
to pick
Yeah, pick
characters whenever
everything.
he wanted. He could destroy people with those characters. I remember I had to play a set against Qualectra. He picked up 3 random characters and he destroyed me on the. And it was kind of sad at the time, but like when I look back at it, it was pretty cool to see how he was styling on people with like the most unheard of characters without any prior experience. But
He's like
he
that
does have
ego
a
dude. Like he has
yeah,
a counter matchup for everything.
he does have a main. When things get serious, he pulls out the Ridley and Sephiroth. And Collector's Ridley is one of the most impressive things that I've seen. He's been clutch in so many situations. I've seen him come back from 2-0 deficits. When he switches to Ridley, it's like he turns on God mode and he starts playing. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see how Collector not only ends his sets, but also how he starts them, because you can never predict what character Collector is ever going to start with.
Plus, you can never really predict how he's going to play through as well, because he is that good and he's unique. His
Definitely.
playstyle is very unique.
Definitely. So, Quelectra obviously winning the first round off of a walkover, couldn't show up because of some problems for the second round. So ended up getting dropped to losers because he couldn't show up. But ever since, he's been so dominant. Taking it 2-1 over Rahil, 2-1 over Shrishdev, and 2-0 over Roselle. So 3 really
Basically,
strong
it was the
competitors in the
bracket,
scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Three very very strong competitors in the scene. Rahil, Shishdev, and Roselle, and Quelectra has been able to beat all of them fairly convincingly. So I think it's going to be a very very interesting set of games for Quelectra as well. We haven't seen him play in a long time, and I think everyone in the scene is kind of excited to see how much he's grown, especially when he's competing against the top of the top at this tournament. Moving on to Jolt.
Okay, I'll take this one. Playing since 2019. Okay, this kid, I saw him at the first tournament I ever saw him at was in Pune. Okay, and there was so many new people there because we were hosting it in, I think, North India for like the first or second time ever, and so we had a lot of people all around the north, come through, and we had a lot of people come through. So basically, this guy, okay, I saw him whoop people's ass just playing offline, just not even in the tournament. He was just whooping people's ass, but he got really nervous. That whole energy, and that's the reason he actually didn't even get top 8 then. So this dude, I'm really excited to see. I think he's the underdog out of all of them because he's the least. I think he's the person I expected least to be in top 8. But hey, I'm rooting for this guy. His
Yeah.
favorite food is Thai curry with rice. His favorite stage is Kalos Pokemon Stadium, and his first Smash game is Smash Ultimate because he's 15. And yeah, his main character. I'm gonna let you have this one.
Okay, so Jolt's Pikachu, amongst the most impressive Pikachus that I have seen in general. I think a lot of the stuff that you see with top players, like top players in the world, I think Jolt is able to pull off as well in the Indian scene. I think it's going to be very interesting to see. He's very good when he gets the opening. He gets the stock pretty much immediately, or he gets at least 50 to 70%. He gets it off of the bear loop or the bridges, the up air bridges on or nair loops, and he can get a little impatient at high percents, but I've seen it work out in his favor as well because he's able to kind of just footwork his way out of a lot of these situations. But it's going to be interesting to see how other players can take advantage of that. Again, Jolt, another very, very technical player, probably top 3, top 5 best, most technical players in the Indian scene. And you can see that like clearly through the run that he's had. He beat Yoddhaa 2-0, beat Slack 2-0, another well-known name in the Smash community, and then he beat Cheese the Gamer 2-1, which, like I said, I'm really looking forward to a Jolt and Cheese the Gamer run back in this tournament, and hopefully we'll get to see one. But yeah, Jolt has had a very, very dominant run. He's had a very, very dominant run in the online tournament scene as well. He's been consistently at the top for a lot of the online tournaments that we've had, and his Pikachu has been achieving new heights. I think since day one, he's been improving so much that I'm just very, very excited to see him play at this tournament.
You can see the consistent growth in him, actually.
Yeah, really. You can really see it. Like, I remember from day one to where he's gotten so far, like, it's worlds apart, and it's very impressive to see him on his journey. I think it's been a very, very amazing experience for a lot of us who've seen his growth and the entire journey that he's had. So, very, very excited for these guys to be playing again.
I don't know what it is. Whenever I look at these young kids, dude, he looks like Collectra, man. Doesn't Dodds look like
Dodds,
Collectra?
Dodds does look like
Oh
Electra.
my god. Okay. Okay.
So again,
Um,
Dodds has been playing for a long time as well. Got into Brawl, got into Smash through Brawl, long time player. Plus Piranha Plant, which was not a very popular character in the Indian scene at the time when he joined. I think a lot of people initially, like I said, they kind of put it off as like, we didn't have the matchup experience, and I'm sure we'll be able to beat him. But he's been proving the haters wrong, dude. He's been consistently doing well, consistently getting results, consistently beating some of the top players with the Piranha Plant. And one of the only Ridley players, again, his secondary is Ridley. So it's going to be very interesting to see how those two characters play out. And like I said, this guy knows how to put on a show. He starts with some weaker characters, then switches to his Piranha Plant, and then absolutely destroys them for the comeback that hypes people up. So I think I'm just very excited to see how Dodds will play out in this tournament.
you're making me excited, dude.
Oh, dude. Everyone, I'm sure everyone is excited. Beating Avilink 2-1, losing to Cheese the Gamer 0-2, still very respectable. Beating Xenon, who is a very amongst one of the top players again in the scene. Beat Rudy 2-0, and he beat Bickeroni 2-0. So again, he's had a tough run. I think this is amongst the harder runs that people have had in this tournament, going up against Avilink, Cheese the Gamer, Xenon, Rudy, and Bickeroni. I think all five of these guys are very good at the game, and I think the fact that Dodds has been able to beat almost all of them is very impressive. I think I'm just very excited to see what the Piranha Plant meta would look like now in the Indian scene, and how Dodds has really constantly been improving, constantly becoming more creative to make sure that he stays ahead of the curve.
I'm just imagining Lionheart, beaten by Piranha Plant.
Oh, speak of the devil, Lionheart. Oh my god, there is so much history to this guy. You name a tournament and Lionheart's probably won it in Indian Smash. I think Lionheart has been from the beginning one of the most impressive players in the Indian Smash community. He walked in on day one and has dominated ever since. I think he's had the most first place finishes, probably the highest tournament earnings for any person in the Smash community in India. And he has had the opportunity of
Definitely.
representing Smash India internationally. I think that is something that is
Singapore.
very impressive. Yeah, he contended at Singapore at a tournament with a lot of SEA players, with a lot of international talent coming in, a lot of casters, a lot of the big familiar faces in the Smash community as a whole were there, and Lionheart really did well at that tournament as well. So started from Smash 64, which is not a game that a lot of people are very familiar
Start
with. It's the
from,
first
basically.
one. It's the first
Yeah.
one. He started when Smash Bros started, the first Smash game to ever be released, and that's what he's been playing for a while. Then switched to Ultimate a lot more recently, and I think he's been very good at the whole Ultimate meta ever since. He's been playing his Bowser. He used to play Ganondorf earlier on in the first year or so, and then he switched to Bowser, and ever since then there's been no looking back. He's been dabbling in Pyra and
Suddenly,
Mithra.
no canon.
He's been dabbling in a lot of Pyra and Mithra. I think relatively newer characters were added in much more recently in the DLC editions, but very strong characters, I think. And his Bowser, obviously, a treat to watch. Always incredible to see how his Bowser plays, and how often he's able to just pick apart other players and their playstyles. He really doesn't care what your plan to approach him is, because he almost always has an answer for it. So
He wants
I
to get
mean,
frame perfect, dude. He wants to just be frame perfect.
I'm
That's his
sure he
goal.
does. I'm sure he's just going to be there very soon, because his Bowser has been putting up a clinic, and you can see he beat Captain Yoshi, Shristev, and McChutney. All of them too. Very dominant player. Like he's taken tournaments without dropping a single game. He's taken tournaments without dropping a set. You name it, and he's probably done it. So I think Lionheart is one of the most exciting players in the Smash community in India, because of how dominant he's been in the scene. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of people that are waiting, for the next person, the one
For
to
sure,
challenge
dude. Yeah,
Lionheart. That used to be
for sure.
Botman,
But
Roselle,
he's
Electra,
gone.
all of these people. I
Thing
think
is,
it's going to be
it's
very
all
interesting to see.
offline, okay? And he doesn't even play online that much, and he's still dominating.
Exactly. It's very impressive to see how much consistency he's maintained across offline and online, and how well he's been able to keep up his playstyle and the way he plays in general. I think it's fantastic to watch. And I think arguably Lionheart is the favorite to win this whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm rooting for him. Botman and Lionheart were always my favorites, and they were always at the top. Why is it always like that?
I think it's just these two were, I think they had one of the biggest rivalries in the Smash community for the
Yeah.
viewers. Botman was the next best person for who's contending for the top position in the Smash community. And Lionheart and Botman had very, very close sets in a lot of these events. Very technical players, both of them uh, played the game in very different ways. So it was always really fun to see. It was like a dance of ice and fire when you saw them play, and it was just a treat to watch. I think everyone loved the sets where Botman and Lionheart were competing, just because there was so much to take away from them and so much to learn from the way
We
that
learned a
these two
lot.
played against
We
each other.
definitely learned a lot from these players.
Yeah,
There was a
for
lot to
sure.
learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I think Lionheart probably the most like favorite contender for the top position, for the one to win it all. But Vishal, I'd like to ask you anyway, who do you think are going to be the top three picks for this tournament?
Dude, Lionheart and Quellectra in top 3 for sure, right? But the rest of them, I can't tell you, dude. I really can't tell you. I hope it's Jolt, but
Uh-huh.
I honestly can't tell you. AJ is really good. Like I honestly, Edwin Dodds. So, like I haven't seen Dodds play at all. I've seen his piranha plant a few times, but I didn't think he would win. Then again, like I said, didn't think I would even see a few of these names on top 8. So I don't really even want to pick top 3. I'm just excited that I don't have to judge.
Yeah,
and
that's
actually
true.
have to
I'm
watch these
excited we
players.
get to watch the games as
Exactly.
spectators, like convey the hype that we see to the viewers. I think that's something that's going to be really, really
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
And I think, top three, really hard to say. Lionheart, Quelectra, definitely contenders to be there, like Vishal said. But I think everyone else is in that contention for the top 8 race. I really have I feel like whatever prediction I make is going to end up being wrong, just because of
Lionheart
how.
first prediction. That's like the highest probability that you can
Yeah,
go.
this is the most probable prediction. But just the way the scene has evolved over the time that we've
Yeah.
had, over the course of the last couple of years, I think the scene has grown. Players have evolved, matchups have evolved, play styles have evolved, and I think it's just going to be a very, very exciting thing to see how these evolved play styles, the more refined knowledge of the game, more refined like situational awareness. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how that translates into the game and how that's going to give us a better quality of games as a whole. So honestly, I don't think I'm going to make my predictions because I'm just very excited to get into the game. Vishal,
I think we should just see tomorrow. Yeah. We should
yeah,
just wait and see tomorrow.
I'm so
That's it.
excited for the games tomorrow, guys. Make sure you tune in tomorrow from 1 p.m. We'll be doing the Smash Bros. Casting. I will be joined by Vishire again to cast those games, and we'll make sure that those sets, although they're already hyped, we'll make sure that the viewers feel even more hyped about it than we do. And I hope that you guys will tune in. It's going to be a really hype games, really few hype games, and some amazing sets coming up tomorrow.
I can already see the excitement you knew, man. Like I
Oh
can
my
see it.
God. I am so excited. I am literally waiting to go, waiting for us to get into the game so that we can see the top 8, battle it out for that sweet, sweet 30,000 and the winner of the Penta Amateur League Smash Bros tournament. But this is, I think, I'm gonna wait. I think I'm just gonna wait and see what's gonna happen in the games tomorrow. And stay tuned, guys. We'll be back after a short break. This is AK and Vishire signing out. We'll be having Tekken after the break and Pokemon Unite followed by that. If you guys want to learn more about the game, which I highly recommend you do, they're going to be as hype as these games are. I would recommend you stay tuned. And this is AK and Vishire signing out. We'll be back after a quick break. Peace out.
Red Bull gives you wings.
What is up, everybody? How you guys doing today? I'm Taneem, joined by my colleague, my co-commentator in the flesh, yet online, Malay, and we welcome you guys to the Penta Amateur Esports League. Man, oh man, am I excited? That's an understatement. But the platform that esports and not just the FGC in general has received thanks to Penta is phenomenal, remarkable. I'm running out of adjectives at this point. I mean, the hype is unreal. We're going to be giving you insights on the fights, the matchups, your top eight contenders, the entire scenario which is going to be playing out starting Saturday in this talk show right here for you guys. Malay, what's your take on this platform that Tekken 7 community in India has just received?
So
Give us
thank
some
you,
insight. Yeah.
thank you, Democide, for such a warm welcome. So it's been really exciting. It's the past 3 days. I mean, the 3 days that we held those qualifiers, those round pool matches. I mean, they've been so hyped and they've been so good, so good. And what can I say? I mean, we had almost all the slots were filled. We had more than 128 registrations for this tournament. I mean, that's such a great number. I mean, the way. I mean, the situation we are at right now, and we were in 2 to 3 years ago. I mean, the scene has grown drastically, and the level of the player has improved too. And what can I say?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, the platform, like I said, I can't stress this enough. I mean, you thought the pandemic would kill esports. You thought that the pandemic would kill FGC. But Penta's
Yes.
like, no, hell no. That's not today, my friend. We're gonna be reviving this, giving you cutting edge, perfect, peak FGC action from your home, esports online in its very essence. The timeline in front of your screens, guys. Registrations were started around 3rd or 12th February, and then we did have qualifiers behind the back, out of the back, some nail biting sequences, but we did manage to screen out the best of the best, especially for Tekken 7, not just for Smash, not just for Pokemon Unite. We're here to celebrate fighting games, you guys. And today in this talk show, we'll just be running you over what exactly the scenario is going to be looking like, because we're going to be having our qualifiers, our top eight, starting Saturday. And definitely, those are going to be some sets which are going to they're going to be exemplifying peak Tekken, absolute execution, and nothing but one of the best performances which you're possibly going to be seeing right now in Southeast Asia. But because the future holds bright for our community, we're going to be looking at possibly some of the best Tekken action in the world starting fourth, because we've got the best of the best, and there's no compromises over here. The brackets have been tough, they've been packed brackets. These players, they've faced off against tough matchups who they've been playing against since the beginning of season one. Now that you're into 6 years, 6 years into the lifespan of the game, and it's still very healthy, and the people are still going for online tournaments. People are trying to travel offline, even though there are restrictions. They want to travel offline, learn matchups, just grow, and eventually, get a good grasp of what exactly Tekken 7 still has to offer in its vast array of knowledge. So moving on, I think we really should give some insight on what the prize pool breakup is going to be looking like. So big money, Malay. You tell
Yeah,
me
yeah,
if this
indeed, indeed,
ain't big money,
indeed.
bruh. Yeah.
It's been a long time that we have had such a big tournament with such a big prize pool. And as you can see, we have had a we are having a prize pool of 1 lakh rupees. That explains it all. And the first place, the winner of this tournament will receive a prize of money of 30,000 rupees, and the second place holder will get a prize money of 20,000, and third and fourth place holder will receive 10,000, and fifth to eighth place will receive 7,500 rupees. So guaranteed prize money for all the players who have reached to this level, who have reached to top 8. That is so exciting. And I mean, no one is going to go empty hand from here on.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, the thing is, you're definitely going home with something, but at this point, you want to be the best. You got to be greedier, man. You got to be greedier. You want that big buck. You wanna, and bro, sometimes it's not just about the money. It's also about the pride. It's also
Yeah.
about putting your community on the map. It's about ensuring that It's tough fought, and everybody is on the same levels here. I mean, there are levels to this stuff. However, what we need to exemplify as a community, and which will be definitively yet objectively identified this Saturday for those top eight pools, is that the level of execution and the gameplay that you're going to be witnessing here is going to be exemplary. It's going to be something that's and definitely not been witnessed in the community ever since the pandemic, because of course there's been so many restrictions, but Penta Esports and our sponsors just doing such a great job, just providing us a platform and just doing their bit. And the fact that our community, FGC in general, not just Tekken, is able to reap the benefits of what Penta is able to procure for all of us is something that just can we can just extend our gratitude towards. And I mean, this is something that we can just be thankful for, and just ensure that we deliver as a community, which definitely our contenders, which we'll be going through next, will be showcasing. Right, Malay?
Yes, definitely. So
So,
we have a recap video also for the top eight. I
yeah,
mean, all the individuals that are in top eight right now. The Penta Sports have created a recap video of all the players. So why not let's just go through with that video and have a look at what they have to showcase in the upcoming top eight.
correct, absolutely.
Penta Amateur League's February edition featured Tekken 7 as one of the titles, which saw some superbly smashing battles between some of the most formidable players. After some nail-biting selection rounds, we have finally narrowed to these 8 finalists who will battle it out in the playoffs. Let's have a look at these players. Danish. Danish, who plays a heavy character, is actually very cool, calm and composed. He patiently lets the opponent attack him first and waits to crack the whip when the time is right. When he strikes back, he uses mix-ups in a tactical manner and eliminates his opponent. Lag Psycho. Lag Psycho has a mastery over both passive and aggressive characters and knows when to attack at the right time. One character that he leverages the ability of in the most optimum way is Zafina. Lego. Lego knows his character in and out, and he's strategically very sound. He reads the enemy from top to bottom before making his move, and he adapts to the situation like water. Loveneath. Loveneath is adept at playing multiple characters with relative ease. He's risen as one of the best players in India. The most interesting part is that no one can tell which character he's going to pick. Since he is an experienced player, he's rather unpredictable with his character choices. Arkool. Arguably India's best Leroy player. He knows the characters so well. Previously, he used to use Dragunov, but now he's donning Leroy after its launch. Rohit Jain. Rohit Jain plays Eliza, a lesser used character in the game, which is also a low tier character. Despite that, he has performed exceptionally well in the tournament and has used Zafina more often, but he sinks into his Eliza skin mainly. Tejan. Tejan is India's Tekken 7 veteran who has participated in numerous events over the years. It would be interesting to see what Tejan does with all that experience and how his opponents would try to counter him. Zephy. Zephy is another terrific player who uses Akuma as his main character. Zephy has mastered the character, which is predominantly considered a difficult one. In fact, he's one of the only players who plays a 2D character. And those were the 8 finalists. The playoffs will be held on 26 February and will be broadcast live on the official YouTube channel and Facebook page of Penta Esports, and also on the Booyah India channel on the Booyah app. Don't forget to tune in.
Whoa. So it was a great
Stacked.
recap video, and like we saw. I mean, I have witnessed some of the matches myself in during the pools, and like those matches have been so thrilling and so entertaining so far, and can't wait to to witness more matches in the top eight tomorrow on Saturday, 26th of February. What do you think, Democide?
Yeah, I mean, this is nothing but stacked, nothing short of stacked. This is just some new faces here. I mean, you've got Lego, but again, some familiar faces who've, been the progenitors for the competitive Tekken community and the entire scene, with them being Tejan, Lavneet. And once we run over the brackets, we'll be giving you comprehensive analysis of why exactly each and every one of these players is nothing short of some of the best talent in the continent, and definitely subjectively uh, some of the best talent even in the world, with Tejan and Lovely taking out some Korean players back in 2017 when Season 1 was still a thing at Tekken 7. So all these guys, they bring diversity to the game, not just great execution and skill. Many of these guys rapping different characters. Zephy bringing up the Akuma every now and then Tejan, of course, having a multitude of characters up his sleeve. A veteran to the game, jack of all trades, and even a master of possibly everyone. So there's just so much talent over here. Malay, I mean, definitely. Any surprising faces over here, Malay?
Yeah, many surprising fixes actually. So we see, as we know that Lag Psycho, Lag Psycho, Lego, and Danish. These are some newer names that we are seeing right now in this top eight, and they are all
Right.
in top. They are all on the winner side, sitting on the winner side. That is so good and so that's so amazing because we
Hmm.
are only used to seeing these big players like Tejan, Rohit Jain, Lavneet, and Arkool in most of the time on winner side of the bracket, but this time it's quite the opposite. As you can see, the fourth. Everyone would have predicted that Lavneet Rohit and it's going to be between Lavneet Rohit and Tejan Arkool, the way they have performed in past 2 years in all the online and offline tournaments. But look at the brackets right now. All four of them are sitting on the winners on the losers side, and look at the winners side. We have so many fresh faces: Danish, Tech Psycho, Lego, Zephy. So its first match is Danish versus Leg Psycho. One is from Kota, other one is Leg Psycho is from Kota, Danish is from Kolkata. It's West versus East completely, and then Lego versus Zephy, Lucknow versus Chennai, North versus South. So it's going to be a very exciting battle. And like these are very fresh faces, new members of the community. I've known these guys for a long time. Danesh, Leg Psycho, Lego, Zephy, but they are newcomers into Tekken 7. They were not bad there
Right.
in previous iterations of the game, but right now the way they have improved their game and the effort that they have put to reach to this level I mean that's highly commendable. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, dude, you know what's funny, and you know what's also scary, but what's also promising? A multitude of emotions. In my statement is the fact that Tejan and Lavneet, the progenitors, aren't losers. What
Yeah.
does that speak about a community? That speaks that there are levels to this stuff and we have transcended. Super Saiyan 3, man, we've all ascended since season 1. The fact that Loveneet and Tejan are still in the losers bracket, whereas these guys were literally the people who used to be like, yeah, I remember, hosting a tournament with you back in like 2018, and grand
Yeah.
finals was just like Loveneet
Yeah.
versus Tejan all the
Yeah.
time. And the fact that they were losers this time is damn. I mean, that kind of sends a chill down my spine, but that also sends a message that
Mm.
we have a bunch of big guns at our sleeve, man. We've got these players who are out here to play, man. They're not out here just to casual and just nobody's going to be complaining. You can't, nobody's complaining about lag. Nobody's going to complain about anything. It's pure execution. Everybody on Saturday is going to be out for blood. They want that 30K. They want that title. They want that pride. That as soon as the offline scene resumes, there needs to be something to be looked forward to. And there is a throne that is still empty. And as far as this online tournament is concerned, someone shall be crowned. Someone shall be put in his place. And it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to make calls right now. But going over the player profiles, damn, this lag psycho, Yoddhaa, Malay.
So,
This one
so
is a new face. I've never heard of
Lag
him
Psycho, the
before.
new face
But
into the
look at this.
community, has been playing this game from 2018, as I said.
Wow.
So,
Hmm.
and favorite food, look at the favorite food. Come on, so he loves dhokla. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, favorite stage, G Cop helipad. Personally, I don't like that stage at all. So many wall breaks and so many combo adjustments that a player has to do. And
Hmm.
first Taken game, Taken 3. Uh, how can I forget? Like this game was way ahead of its time, and it
Yeah.
has everlasting impact on everyone's head. So he has been playing this game from Tekken 3. That's nice to know. And favorite character Anna. Okay, so let me tell you something about Lag Psycho. Actually, his journey has been really good so far. He has beaten everyone 2-0, 2-0, and
Wow.
he has played most of his matches with Zafina till I think top 16 upper bracket finals, quarterfinals, where he decided to swap to Anna. But Anna is his main character, and Zafina, he's been grinding Zafina a lot lately. And And it just shows that the score is right in front of it. Just shows how what a caliber this guy possesses and how much interested he is in learning this game and growing with each and every tournament, trying to gain more experience, as much experience as possible, and it is paying off right now. Top 8 winners side, too good, man.
I mean, it's 2-0. I mean, if you look at his scoreboard, it's flawless, man. I mean, this guy, I mean, I think around 4 months, 5 months back, he wasn't even making top 8, and now he's just out here, just like drawing first blood and just like going on a spree of just like eliminating everyone 2-0. So
And the
Lax
journey
Psycho
hasn't been
is
very
so promising. A new
and the
face, a
journey
youngin.
and
Yeah,
Hello. Yeah, and the journey hasn't been very easy for him either. I mean, best dad ever, hip hop samurai, issue mate. So these are some of the good players as well that we have known, and we have seen these guys' performance in the past as
exactly.
well. So yeah, but yet such a convincing victory over all of them.
Remarkable, remarkable job by Lax Psycho. Moving on to my man, Lego. Another sort of a familiar face, but what's
Yeah.
not familiar is him making so many top eights in the past 6 to 7 months in these online tournament sprees that we've been trying to have. But damn, the fact that he's made a favorite character switch to Steve, and what's surprising, he also likes steak, man. I mean, my man, you know what they say about steak eaters? They're bland. They don't care about what you feel, and that complements the fact that he's taken Steve. Back ones all day. Back ones, 50-50s at the wall. A perfect food choice which complements his character. I mean, do I even need to say more? Bland characters and bland food, but flawless execution. And just like his steak, he likes that fresh and well done, just like his
but
character.
but he's an Asuka main and he has stuck to Asuka for a long time now, and
Damn.
capitalized their character beautifully. I mean, it plays on her strength and weaknesses. Asuka is kind of like a very evasive and deflective characters. He relies heavily
Mm,
on the keep out,
yeah.
not much of an aggressive character, very defensive
Yes.
character, very mix up heavy too. And Legos just understands his character very well and uses her strengths very beautifully uh, to just
Correct.
go on.
Hmm. I mean, definitely, you look at this scoreboard here, and you can definitely say that he's 2-0 weak Akuma, who was again one of the most promising young talents in our country for the Akuma players, and he was a force to be reckoned with back in DreamHack, back in so many of these local tournaments we had pre-pandemic. So the fact that he was able to do nothing, this guy, that too in the second round of pools, is something that's a statement, and that shows the fact that regardless of what character he picks, whether it's Asuka or Steve or whatever he likes, he is definitely one of the promising prospects in this tournament. Winners bracket, he has that advantage. He can think about his matchups. He can counter pick. He can also use the aggressive Asuka style. He can also go for back three keep outs, just try to play safe. Asuka, one of the safer characters. So Lego, with his composure and with his prior gameplay that all of us have seen, it's
and
something that is exemplary.
And he has slayed some of the young prodigies too. We can see V Kakuma and Yoshi Killer. These are one of the young
Correct.
guns of the community, and like 2-0 and 2-1 over them. Many were expecting Yoshi Killer to see in the top 8 as well, but unfortunately he got succumbed
Absolutely.
to Lego. And then the demo man, who is known for his Le Wulong, who is known in the PSN community for his infamous Le Wulong. But Lego has been on a winning streak since then and hasn't lost a single game yet. And in top 8 will be going up against Zephy. Talking about Zephy,
Wow.
here we have,
Not surprised.
yes,
Not surprised at all. I mean, I remember Malay. We went to DreamHack 2018 December, and
in Mumbai.
yeah, yeah, in Mumbai. I think one of the big moments for the Tekken 7 community. And we went there, and we saw Zephy. And this man is sitting casually in the losers bracket, and he's just on a spree, man. He's just picking everyone apart, just going on a massacre, back to back to back victories, 2-0 with his Akuma. Such
Mm.
a threat. Flawless executions with the FADC cancels. He's got that down to the very bone marrow, man. This guy's got his combos, his executions, his zoning. And people say that Akuma took a number of buffs. I mean, once they see this guy execute with Akuma, you're going to be taking your statements back, because this guy is just flawless with his execution on Akuma, and he makes him the threat he was even pre-season 3. So definitely Zephy is so promising. I mean, his favorite stage choice going here with the hidden retreat. Of course, he wants a little bit of exposure. He wants a little bit of that wall game. He doesn't want. He would obviously not prefer to go on an infinite stage, because that's a little rudimentary for a character going against Akuma. Favorite food being pizza. Nice little quality of life detail there, just like myself. Then yes, Malay, what is your take on Zephy's Akuma? How has his performance been in recent tournaments?
His performance has been outstanding throughout from last 3 or 4 years, ever since he has joined the community and has been playing this game. And he is the only Tekken player that you can find in Chennai, and he has no offline scene. But the guy is so adamant about learning that he has mastered Akuma by playing online only. The character, which is so execution heavy,
Damn,
requires lots of practice and patience to get the results. But once you master this character, then I don't think there is any better character other than Akuma in this game.
correct.
But kudos to his commitment to the character, and his belief in himself and the way and the level he has reached. Because there is no offline scene. This guy has played on his own all this time and been learning, been grinding alone, and I mean that speaks a lot about him. And just look at his journey. I mean, FGB, of course, that was a default win, but from then 2-1 to Rahul Rajput, and then Neo 2-1. That was a really tough. That could have been a very tough match, because we all know the caliber Neo possesses. And then Snake Fury again 2-0, and then Bharat Kumar again 2-0. So yeah, what's your take
Damn.
on this
Yeah, I
scoreboard?
mean, you can look at the drawing board here. Neo, big names right here. Neo, Snake Fury, even Bharat Kumar, as a matter of fact. And Neo is one of the most aggressive players I've seen. Like when I'm playing against Neo, I remember I had a matchup with him back like 6 months in a tournament. I stopped pressing buttons because I was just so scared. This guy's like so aggressive. You never know he's gonna whoop out those counter hit moves. He's gonna be using staggers. He's gonna be going for follow-ups plus frames. He's just so aggressive, and the fact that no, Zephy was able to take them out is just a testimony of how this guy is just able to deliver at the highest level. Big names, he's piled up bodies against his name. Bharat Kumar, Snake Fury, Neo, all these guys. And these guys are, all these guys, they've had a past record of great performances.
Of good performances
So,
in tournaments.
yeah. So Zephy is another promising prospect without any further ado. So
And the
moving on.
man,
Arkool.
Arkool himself.
Damn. The
So
man, the myth, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend, man. I mean, I have to say the legend because this man is just he's so good. I mean, he's so good, man. I mean, how can you get so good in such a short amount of time? I mean, in 2000, I mean, he's been going to local sessions with Tejan. They're all Delhi friends, and they all meet up for local meets and stuff. But Arkool, my man, just delivers so well with Dragonov, Leroy, and he's a character loyalist when it comes to these two characters. But from what I know, at least, but the fact that he's able to consistently eliminate Tejan in multiple instances, past tournaments, and even go head to head with a player like his caliber, who's taken out Koreans back in the day, speaks volumes of how good this guy has gotten in a very short amount of time. He's just strong. I mean, there's nothing else that can be said here, right? Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Mala. He is just so strong. And if his first Tekken game is Tekken 3, he definitely has a track record of, Tekken knowledge. I mean, it just carries over. Tekken is that one game in which the knowledge of preceding games carries over to the proceeding games. So the fact that this guy, even though he's taken competitive Tekken seriously in recent years, is remarkable, man. Malay, I mean, uh, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you think this guy is like one of the strongest uh, players that we have in general, not just for the scene?
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you because back in the day when he used to main Dragono in
Right.
Tekken 7 initial days or at the end of the Tekken Tag 2, he was still learning, and I used to play with him personally a lot in sessions back in that day. But I could see the potential in him at that time. He always focused on learning the game and always shown some sign of improvements with each and every sessions. And look where he has reached right now. I mean, the guy represented the country in last year's NESC in Israel. He won the NESC qualifiers in
Damn.
India, and then he went on to represent the country in Israel in December. So that speaks the volume, and that speaks the potential this guy possesses. And let's have a look at his journey so far. So so at the round one, he defeated Alien 2-0, and then received a default win against
AD.
Trishula.
Mm.
But against Shakti, he lost that game by 1-2. And then since then he has been continuing his journey. He has been traveling from loser's side, and then a very promising performance against AD and worldwide handsome 2-0, complete beatdown. And I think we have more matches. Yes, we have. Then again took his revenge with Shakti in the losers bracket, brought him down 2-1, and then won against the Tekken Bashar 2-1, and then Bharat Kumar 2-0. So he was placed, he was sent into the loser side very early, and since then he has been on a winning streak. And that is very important when you are playing from loser side, because you cannot afford to lose a single game from there. If you lose one, you are out of the tournament. So it is going to be very interesting, because he will be going up against his training partner Tejan. Yes, Tejan, Arkool, Lavneet, Shubham, these four are all training partners, and they train together offline. And talking about his training partner and his opponent, here comes the man himself, Tejan.
Man that needs no introduction. I mean, would we even have this tournament 5 years down the line if it wasn't for this guy whooping and eliminating Kudans in Southeast Asia Major 2018? It just feels like it was 2018, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
booting up Tekken World Tour on Twitch, and like it's just being live streamed on YouTube as well. And I just see Tejan, and everybody in our community is like, "Yo, Tejan's up, Tejan's up." So everybody was like, "Damn!" But Kudans is world champion, man. How do you beat a guy who's world champion? The best Devil Jin on the planet, one of the best players on the planet, objectively. It's not even an argument. And Tejan just like, all right, 2-1. I win. My Aska's too good, right? I put my country on the map. I also beat Chanel. I beat a couple of Koreans, put the country on the map, put the community on the map. And here I am, already one of the best in the entire continent. His Asuka, Nina, Fakum Ram, even a few days back. He's been playing a vast arsenal of characters. A man that needs no introduction. Favorite food being pasta. Man of culture. Pasta's for man of culture, man. Pasta's for all love. It's all about it. All love. And Tekken 3 being his first game, damn, just like a lot of the other contenders in this game. Favorite stage, geometric plane. I've
That
seen
I'm very
him go
surprised.
for
I'm
this
very
option.
surprised, to be honest.
Yeah.
Geometric plane, I wasn't expecting that at all. I mean, all I ever see, all the comments that I've received about that particular stage is everyone has been very hateful, or like no one likes that stage. But here comes stage, and I'm surprised by his views and by his pick. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I can
mean,
understand.
the stage
I
choice
can
is like,
understand. It's
yeah,
very
compact.
it's
Yeah.
it's very square, and like
Mm.
you can carry anyone to the wall very easily. Plays Nina, plays Asuka, and Nina, we
Yeah.
all know how good of a
You
wall carry
know the
potential
initial
she
one
possesses.
standing ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Favorite food,
Tejan,
pasta.
definitely.
Okay.
Mm. But he's in the losers bracket, so that just goes to show that, damn, I mean, he has the competition has strictly and severely risen. It's not that there's been a lackluster performance on his end. The fact that the competition and the community in general has grown so much proves to show that this tournament is something that I'll be looking forward to. And looking at his tournament run here, Malay,
Yeah, yeah.
Magnificent 2-0, Jackson 2-0. Damn.
Yeah, he actually took the default loss because of some unfortunate circumstances. He couldn't make himself available on
Oh,
the winner side, so he had to bear the loss. And since then, he is been on a winning streak. And then look at that figure 202020. Decided to continue his
damn.
journey from loser side, and
Mm.
you know he has the potential. I think in those top four, among those top four, he has the maximum chances of reaching the grand finals from this position onwards, because the amount of experience and as you said earlier, the performance, he backs it all with his performance in the international tourneys and offline and national tourneys as well. I mean, he
Correct.
has won most number of tourneys ever in Indian Tekken scene, be it
Oh,
DreamHack, any mega tournaments, and you'd see this guy name everywhere.
yeah. I mean, he's the progenitor. I mean, he's one of the guys who started it all. You know, his skills being so exceptional that it's literally what even the Koreans, like when the Koreans talk about, like Koreans, and the Pakistanis, or anyone in general who are, magnificent at the game, who have been proving their caliber, when they talk about the Indian Tekken scene, they mention his name. So that is one thing which cannot be slept on. This guy is a legend. He's a breathing legend in the community. The fact that he will be able to see his Asuka and he'll be able to go up against like some of the best talent in the country is going to be something that I'm looking forward to. Everyone should be looking forward to in general. And moving on, Rohit Jain. Wow. Again, not many surprises, but the fact that this man is out here, winners bracket, if I'm not wrong, losers
Yeah,
bracket,
no, losers
losers
bracket.
bracket,
That is
right? So if he's in the losers bracket, he will be having some stiff competition, going up against
yeah.
Lakmeet, possibly going up against Tejan, and even so the fact that he's still in the losers bracket is a little bit, I would say, rudimentary, but that cannot define the fact that he has one of the most killer Elizas in the entire continent. This man right here, Eliza, great mix-ups at the wall. Jungle outpost for a reason. He needs those balcony breaks. He also wants a little bit of a movement combined with the scenarios of a walled stage. So you can definitely his stage choice speaks volumes about the kind of game plan he possibly has with Eliza. Very unpredictable, man. Very unpredictable. You never know what he's going to be pulling up. You know, he could also pull out a snake edge every now and then. And you know what they say, Malay? If you're pulling out, let's say, five snake edges in a game, one of them is guaranteed to hit. And my
Yeah,
man Rohit Jain, and
yeah.
what people don't recognize is that uh, even at the highest level, a snake edge can catch you off guard. Yes, you may have the reactions. Yes, you may have the anticipation. But what you don't have is, if you're lacking, you're caught lacking with your guard, Rohit Jain's going to be catching you with his sly, extremely sly moveset with the Eliza. And the executions with the meter, he wants to do those mix-ups at the wall, play around a little bit with the pokes as well, and also use that meter proficiently to optimize combos, mix-ups. It's just this guy's just like a bag full of tricks.
And uses those dive kicks very efficiently to
Yeah,
bait out his
efficiently.
opponents.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like in this tournament so far, all the matches that I have witnessed of Rohit, and he has been playing Zafina mostly. Only Zafina. I haven't seen him bringing out his Eliza in this tournament yet. But it can come out. She can come out anytime soon. And just have a look at his journey so far. So first match 2-0 to Yeah Boy, and then TK of Shan 2-0 again. Nobody 2-0
correct.
again, but unfortunately had to suffer a loss against a Yoshi Killer with a 1-2, and Yoshi Killer sent him to losers bracket. And then Gray 2-0, and Vikakuma 2-1, Ishumitsu
Damn,
2-0.
eliminating weak Akuma. That statement, that's a statement.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's
So
see.
yeah,
I'm very
Rohit Jain
excited,
is.
and I want to see what he'll be, what character he'll be picking, what he has in his head, because one of his character Eliza, it's very keep out heavy, and like she has a weak lows also, and it's a very risky character, but he likes to take his chances sometimes and surprise his enemies. But on the other hand, he has Zafina, which is a very easy poking based character and counter hit based character. So quite opposite both the characters, and his game plan is going to be, that totally depends on the on who is going to be up against. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Moving on, Lavneet. So remember when I talked about Tejan just tearing apart the Korean competition?
But
He
this
did
man did
that.
it before
But
that.
you know who started that? That's him. This man right here. My man, Lavneet. My homie automatically, because he loves biryani. Who doesn't love biryani? Right. Automatic homies. And Lavneet just, again, a clinic. He sets up a clinic. He's been displaying his talents since the beginning of time, man, at this point. When Tekken 7, the day it came out, the first tournaments we've been organizing, Tejan Lavneet, this guy was the one who was always up against the odds. And he has won plenty of tournaments. It's not that it's Tejan's been in the limelight, but this man is second to none. He's also had his share in the limelight. And the fact that
Yes.
now he's been able to play Leroy, Jack, and multitude of other characters as well, even Steve, if I'm not wrong. So you never know when he can catch you off guard by going with an absurd character pick. And I think if you look at his tournament performance as well, what you'll be seeing is that this guy has also taken out Sam Exploit. All right, an unfortunate upset there with Bharat Kumar, but again, multitude of reasons he could not be feeling himself, and maybe he could be having a bad day, execution issues. But you cannot neglect the fact that he's still one of the best talents in the country. This man right here is the one who started that Korean slaying trend. Correct me if
Yes.
I'm wrong, Malay.
I
Yeah,
still remember the tournament back in 2018. I'm sitting on my chair, very excited about the match, and he defeated Kudans, Chanel, and many other Koreans in the same tournament. And this
correct.
was the first time. We
Yeah,
never used to believe that we have that potential, but this guy proved everyone wrong, and this guy gave us a hope that yeah, we have it, we possess it, and we can do better. And he has been shelling out monies from his own pocket, and been traveling internationally throughout from 2018 2017, and has been trying to get better and better, and he has proven himself many times on international platforms as well. And I still remember the first tournament, the first major tournament that we had in 2017 in August, that was NESC.
right. Yeah,
He came out to be the winner. He actually defeated Tejan in the grand finals, and lifted the championship, lifted the crown.
correct. So he was there. He was up there. He was
He
always
has
there.
he has always been
Yeah,
up there. Like Lavneet and Tejan, they have dominated this community,
yeah.
this entire
It's
scene
like
for
it's
so
like
many
Goku
years.
and Vegeta at this point, like Naruto, Sasuke. It's like they're bound to fight fated rivals at this point.
Hmm.
So I guess with Lavneet, if you're gonna be moving on, we have Danish, my homie
Oh.
again. Who doesn't like biryani? Who doesn't like biryani? So yes, Danish. But again, Malay, is this his first top eight tournament appearance in a long time?
He has made it into top eight in couple of tournaments before, but
Okay,
but not in a major tournament. This is a tournament of grand scale. I mean, and I think this is the first time he has made it into top eight, and he represents Kolkata. I mean, the city hardly has any offline scene, and
right,
I had a word with him many times before. I have and he there is no offline scene there, but he used to compete with his brothers Miraj and Naltamash a lot. These are his brothers are his training partners, and all are very enthusiastic about this game, and all play and learn together. And
right.
Danish, looking at this name, very surprised, but like very surprised and very excited about it too, because he plays Armor King. Armor King is one of my personal favorite characters. Very versatile grappler type of character. You can
Mm.
play it like Mishima too. So I mean, I really love the way he controls that character and the performance he has shown so far in the tournament.
And damn, look at this, 2-0. Oh my goodness gracious me, 2-0. First five games, he's just like 2-0. He's not lost. Is this man flawless? Like, look at this.
Yeah.
And okay, Code Fox. I've heard about this guy. Shakti didn't he beat Shakti beat Arkool, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
Shakti is responsible for sending Arkool to losers bracket. But look at this
Damn,
score,
and the fact
2-0
that
to
he
Shakti.
beat him twice. He beat him twice.
Yes.
My God, this man's a
So
threat,
two
dude.
zero
He's a
two zero
walking
two
threat.
zero.
Yeah,
I mean,
this guy's
Danish is the second person after a lag psycho. Both of them have won comprehensively in this tournament so far. 2-0 for
hmm,
both of them. None of them have lost a single game.
yeah.
That is so good to hear. Actually, these are all the
And
young
this is a
guns in
fresh
the
face,
community.
Malay. This is
Yeah,
a
fresh
fresh
face.
face. And damn, I mean, I was definitely not expecting this. He has caught me off guard with the performance. I mean, I this guy has just stacked up his entire resume for this tournament. His portfolio is absolutely strong, robust, and the fact that this guy is going to be performing in top eight is something that I'm actually looking forward to. Because when you think about it, it's also, sometimes tournament day nerves will be getting to you, and if it's not the tournament day nerves, you also need to be having your execution on point. And the fact that all these players, back to back to back, they've been able to, survive the stiffest and the most toughest competition in the country, and they're going to be facing off for your playoffs on Saturday is remarkable, man. I'm just super hype. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too, actually. And the thing is, like, we are so used to seeing the four guns that are in the four main guns that are in the loser side right now. We always saw those names on the winner side, so that
Correct.
makes me, like, I'm very surprised. I'm very excited at the same time because it's quite opposite now. Four new fresh faces on the top four on winner side, and the top contenders, the four top contenders, main contenders of the tournament are on the loser side, and two of them will have to face the elimination in the first round of the loser itself. So guaranteed money for all of them. And let's see, it's very unpredictable too, because I can't make any
Yeah.
predictions on the winner side and loser side. Like, all are I mean, they all train together, play together, and they all have the metal to prove it, and they all have the caliber to defeat each other. And on the winner's side, I mean, the first match is Lag Psycho versus Danish, I remember. And like, these guys are fresh faces, and no one has actually witnessed much of their gameplay before. So it is very hard to predict, to decide who can win actually. And Lego versus Zephyros again, one mains Asuka, one mains Akuma. Asuka is used. I mean, many people say that Asuka is very good anti against Akuma, and but Zephy also trains with Tejan, who mains Asuka. So Zeph has, I think, in my opinion, Zeph has enough practice about Asuka too. So on the one side there's anti Akuma, and then there is a Zeph who has enough Asuka practice. So it's going to be interesting battle, that one too, how these both these individuals are going to go up against each other. And then on the loser side, that's Lavneet versus Rohit Jain. uh, Looking at the past performance, I mean, Lavneet has come out to be the winner on most of the occasions, but Rohit Jain, we all know how he has dominated the online scene in last 2 years. I mean, Lavneet, Arkool, Rohit Jain, these are three names that you can find everywhere.
Correct.
When you look at the figure of the last 2 years, these three guys have performed phenomenally in the online tournaments. And let's see, it's going to be tough battle. And then Tejan versus Arkool, I cannot say anything about it because these guys know each other a lot. These guys are training partners, they train together. And it's going to be mostly reading based, because because once you know everything about your opponent, then it's totally about who gets the better read in the end.
Correct.
So
Correct. I mean,
yeah, so prediction is going to be very hard. I don't want to put myself into that position because I cannot think of any winner right now, because everyone has the potential. Uh, so what's your take, Democide? What do you think about this topic?
so I'm definitely on the same page as you, Malay. The thing is, calling any bets is too far fetched. You've got so many players in the winners bracket, Malay and Lavneet. Tejan and Lavneet in the losers bracket. I mean, you've got this unorthodox situation just playing out. You can't call for any odds at this point. You just have to wait and watch. Just keep yourselves awaited, tighten your seatbelts, because we're going to be hopping in for a ride this Saturday, man. You're going to be getting a very tough, tight, stiff, one of the best Tekken 7 actions you've seen, sequences that you've probably seen in the past year, because we didn't really have a platform, but thanks to Penta Amateur League, we're out here and we're going to be giving you that performance this Saturday. So I hope you viewers will be joining in. Uh, we're not going to be calling any bets because it's so difficult to decide, and we'll be tuning in with you guys Saturday. We'll be joining you guys. for that Tekken 7 action, that good FGC action. So stay tuned, guys, for the talk show. We'll be following up with Pokemon Unite, and we'll be signing off as of date, but definitely mark your calendars. Saturday 1 p.m. We'll be seeing you for some Tekken 7 action. Adios. This is us signing out.
This is Yoddhaa signing off.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, गुड आफ्टरनून, नमस्कार। मेरा नाम है क्रैकी। मेरे साथ जुड़ने वाले हैं स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आप सभी का पेंटा ई स्पोर्ट्स में। हम लेके आ चुके हैं आप सभी के लिए एक बार फिर से पेंटा आमेचर लीग। इस बारी हमारे पास बहुत सारे गेम टाइटल्स हैं। मैं और मेरे साथ स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग, हम दोनों आज के दिन बातें करने वाले हैं अबाउट द पोकेमॉन यूनाइट।
या बिल्कुल, आज के दिन हम दोनों आ चुके हैं फॉर द पोकेमॉन यूनाइट सेगमेंट। 2 सेगमेंट आप लोग पहले ऑलरेडी विटनेस कर चुके हैं। बहुत ही ज़्यादा एनालिटिक्स वहाँ पर हुई एंड आज हम एनालाइज करेंगे क्योंकि 6 टीम्स यहाँ पर रहने वाली है क्रैकी, जो कि यहाँ तक पहुँची हैं।
जी हाँ, 6 टीमें जरूर पहुंची हैं, तो फटाफट से चलिए इस एनर्जी को ले लिया जाए और फटाफट से बातें करनी भी हम शुरू करेंगे। चीयर्स टू द गुड डे एंड इन बातों को आगे प्रोसीड फॉरवर्ड करेंगे, बट उससे पहले सो स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग। आज का दिन हमारा रहने वाला है इन टीम्स के अभी तक के परफॉर्मेंसेस को देखने का। अभी तक कौन कौन से खिलाड़ी यहाँ पे आ चुके हैं, कौन कौन सी टीमें यहाँ पे आ चुकी हैं, क्या सेटअप्स हमको देखने को मिलेंगे इन द प्लेऑफ्स, ग्रैंड फाइनल्स तक कौन सी टीमें जाएंगी। हमारे पास ना सिर्फ इसमें सिंगल एलिमिनेशन है, आपके पास एक और मौका भी रहेगा कि अगर आप हार जाते हैं अपर ब्रैकेट में, आपके पास लोअर ब्रैकेट का एक ऑप्शन है ताकि आप ग्रैंड फाइनल्स तक फिर से एक बार जगह बना लो अगर आपका दिन नहीं चल रहा तो। बट लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, उस पे जाने से पहले लेट्स हैव अ लुक ऑन द शेड्यूल ऑफ दिस टूर्नामेंट। किस प्रकार से अभी तक हमको ये सारे मैचेस देखने को मिले हैं। ओवर टू यू।
या श्योर, एंड रजिस्ट्रेशन यहाँ पर 3 फरवरी को हमें शुरू होते हुए दिखाई दिए थे। उसके बाद क्वालिफायर्स राउंड यहाँ पर 14 फरवरी से 18 फरवरी तक हमें दिखाई दिए। आज आप लोग ये टॉक शो देख ही रहे हैं एंड साथ ही साथ 27 फरवरी को जो हमारी टॉप 6 टीम्स क्वालिफाई की हैं उनके प्लेऑफ्स हमें देखने को मिलेंगे, जहां पर हमें उसी दिन सेम डे विनर भी हमारा देखने को मिलेगा। तो उस दिन ट्यून इन करना बिल्कुल नहीं भूलेगा। तो ये थी टाइमलाइन जो कि इस पेंटा अमेच्योर लीग के पोकेमॉन यूनाइट टूर्नामेंट की रहने वाली है। एंड आज के दिन जरूर नजर रखेंगे, टीम्स के ऊपर भी डिस्कस करेंगे कि उनकी क्या स्ट्रेटेजी हो सकती है। बट लेट्स सी व्हाट्स गोना हैपन क्रैकी, क्योंकि अभी तक जो भी गया है काफी ज्यादा अच्छे मैचेस हमें देखने को मिले जो कि अभी ऑफ स्ट्रीम रहे एंड काफी बढ़िया रजिस्ट्रेशंस भी इस टूर्नामेंट में हमें देखने को मिले थे टीम्स की तरफ।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल। पेंटा आमेचर लीग हर महीने गेमर्स के लिए, ग्रास रूट लेवल गेमर्स और एमेचर्स के लिए बहुत सारे टूर्नामेंट्स हर महीने लेके आता है और हर महीने 5 लाख का एक प्राइस पूल लाइन पे आपको देखने को मिलता है, जिसमें बड़ी सारी अलग अलग गेम्स होती हैं। और अगर हम टूर्नामेंट के प्राइस पूल की बात करें तो हमें इसमें 3 गेम्स देखने को मिल रहे हैं, सुपर स्मैश ब्रोस अल्टीमेट, उसके साथ साथ टेकन 7 और पोकेमॉन यूनाइट। उन दोनों गेम्स का प्राइस पूल 1-1 लाख है और 3 लाख का प्राइस पूल ब्रेकअप जो है वो हमें देखने को मिलेगा सिर्फ और सिर्फ पोकेमॉन यूनाइट के लिए, जिसमें से फर्स्ट पोजीशन पे आने वाली टीम लेकर के जाने वाली है सीधे के सीधे 1.5 लाख रुपए स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल, दैट इज अ मैसिव प्राइस पूल, क्योंकि अगर आप फर्स्ट पोजीशन पर आते हैं देन दैट इज 1,50,000, बहुत ज़्यादा मैसिव अमाउंट है। साथ ही साथ अगर आप सेकंड प्लेस आते हैं तो आपको 1 लाख रुपए और थर्ड प्लेस को 50,000 रुपीज़ की एक मैसिव धनराशि देखने को मिलेगी। इसका मतलब टीम्स अपना बेस्ट देने वाली हैं। हमने देखा 6 टीम्स हैं, यानी कि 3 टीम्स रहेंगी जो कि काफ़ी ज़्यादा खुश होकर जाने वाली हैं इस टूर्नामेंट के एंड में। 6 की 6 टीम्स अपना बेस्ट देकर यहाँ पर आई हैं। प्राइस पूल बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा है, बहुत ज़्यादा ह्यूमंगस है, जो कि पेंटा लेके आया है फॉर द अंडरडॉग्स रूट लेवल, जैसा कि क्रैकी बता चुके हैं गेमर्स के लिए। एंड यहाँ पर सैलरीड जो प्लेयर्स होते हैं उनको नहीं दिया जाता है चांस। जो भी हमारे रूट गेमर्स हैं जिनको उतना ज़्यादा एक्सपोजर नहीं मिल रहा है, उनके लिए ये पेंटा अमेच्योर लीग है। तो पोकेमॉन यूनाइट में ये एक बहुत ही ज़्यादा बड़ा चांस है प्लेयर्स के लिए, टीम्स के लिए अपने आप को प्रूव करने का।
बिल्कुल, इंडिया में टैलेंट की कमी नहीं है और इतने सारे नए गेम्स के साथ ही साथ पेंटा ई स्पोर्ट्स हर एक गेम में आप सभी को एक मौका दे रहा है। डजंट रियली मैटर आप मोबाइल पे खेल रहे हो, डजंट रियली मैटर आप कंप्यूटर पे खेल रहे हो या फिर ज्यादा से ज्यादा आप हार्डकोर गेमर हो, आपको कंसोल खेलना पसंद है, डजंट रियली मैटर बिकॉज वी हैव गॉट यू कवर्ड। एंड पेंटा ई स्पोर्ट्स हर महीने ये टूर्नामेंट्स लेके आ रहा है। तो हेड ऑन टू pentaesports.com। अभी के अभी जितने भी हमारे साथ न्यू दर्शक है मुझे देख पा रहे हैं कहीं भी, चाहे आप हमारे फेसबुक पेज पे हो, चाहे हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल पे हो या फिर बूया ऐप पे हो, कहीं भी देख रहे हो तो अभी के अभी जाइए, हेड ओवर टू pentaesports.com और आने वाले फ्यूचर टूर्नामेंट्स के लिए रजिस्ट्रेशन जरूर कर लेना, बिकॉज हमारा जो पहला साइकिल था वो हमारे पास 6 महीने का था, जिसमें से हम 30 लाख रुपए देने वाले हैं। उसके बाद फिर हम 10 महीने के लिए लगातार ऐसे और टूर्नामेंट्स लेके आने वाले हैं। सो स्टे ट्यून्ड। बट चलिए आज की बात करते हैं भाई पोकेमॉन यूनाइट की। हमारे पास हमारे अमेजिंग खिलाड़ी हमको देखने को मिलने वाले हैं जो टॉप 6 तक जगह बना के आ चुके हैं। बट आज उनकी सारी हम अमेजिंग परफॉर्मेंसेस देखेंगे यहां तक आने की, और साथ ही साथ आगे क्या होने वाला है उसको मैं और मेरे साथ स्टार क्लैशिंग प्रेडिक्ट करने वाले हैं। बट सबसे पहले लेट्स हैव अ लुक ऑन द रिकैप वीडियो जो हमें अभी तक क्वालिफायर्स में देखने को मिले।
पेंटा एमेच्योर लीग फरवरी 2022 एडिशन के टाइटल्स में एक था पोकेमॉन यूनाइट। एक वाकई रोमांचक क्वालिफायर्स के बाद हमें मिले 6 टीम्स जिन्होंने सारी चुनौतियों का सामना करते हुए प्लेऑफ्स के लिए क्वालिफाई किया। आइए एक नजर डालते हैं इन 6 टीम्स पे। एंटी आरआर जिनका प्ले स्टाइल पैसिव है, काफी सोच समझकर मूव्स चुनते हैं और यही उनकी खासियत है। प्लेऑफ्स में बाकी टीम्स को सोच में रहना पड़ेगा कि एंटी आरआर से क्या मूव्स एक्सपेक्ट करें। बिच्छू गैंग की बात करें तो इनका प्ले स्टाइल बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट है। एक स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम होने के नाते काफी एग्रेसिव गेम प्ले है इनका, अपने ओपोनेंट्स को डोमिनेट कर लेते हैं और काफी कंसिस्टेंट रही है ये इनकी अप्रोच, जिसके चलते इनकी गिनती इंडिया के सबसे बेस्ट टीम्स में भी होती है। क्लैप देम चीक्स एक बेहद कंसिस्टेंट टीम जिनकी वन ऑफ द स्ट्रेंथ्स है अपनी टॉप लेन डोमिनेंस। यहां पे गौर करने की बात है कि प्लेयर्स को दूसरे मोबा का भी एक्सपीरियंस है जो इनको इस गेम में काफी ज्यादा हेल्प करता है। ग्रिफिन इज अनदर टीम जो काफी एग्रेसिव प्ले स्टाइल दिखाते हैं और इनके पास भी दूसरे मोबा गेम्स का एक्सपीरियंस है जो इनको एक स्ट्रॉन्ग कंपिटिटर बनाता है फॉर द टाइटल। लैब्रिंथ की बात करें तो इनका गेम प्ले स्टाइल एक मिक्सचर सा लगता है, कभी पैसिव और कभी एग्रेसिव, लेकिन काफी ज्यादा पोटेंशियल दिखा इनके रोमांचक प्रदर्शन में थ्रू आउट द क्वालिफायर्स। यूनिवर्स 7 केम अक्रॉस एज अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम क्योंकि इनके सारे प्लेयर्स अपने कैरेक्टर को मास्टर कर चुके हैं जो इनको काफी ज्यादा डेंजरस बनाते हैं फॉर द अदर टीम्स। लेट्स सी ये प्लेऑफ्स के दौरान क्या करते हैं। एंड दोज वर द 6 टीम्स। ये 6 टीम्स अभी कंपीट करेंगे एक दूसरे से प्लेऑफ्स में, और प्लेऑफ्स लाइव ब्रॉडकास्ट होंगे पेंटा ई स्पोर्ट्स के फेसबुक पेज और ऑफिशियल यूट्यूब चैनल पे, और ऑल्सो बूया इंडिया के चैनल में ऑन द बूया ऐप। देखना ना भूले।
वो सच अ ब्रिलियंट रिकैप वीडियो, जिस प्रकार से हमें सारी टीम्स के बारे में इतनी अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन मिली, किस प्रकार के उनके प्ले स्टाइल्स हैं। एंड लकीली मैंने 2-3 चीजें यहाँ पे जरूर नोटिस करी। कुछ टीमें काफी मिक्सर रखती नजर आती है हमको पोकेमॉन्स के, एंड अगर आप देखें कुछ टीमों के पास A टियर पोकेमॉन्स है, किसी के पास S टियर, तो मिक्सर करते हैं वो BCD के साथ भी। सो दिस इज रियली रियली गुड। इट्स ऑल अबाउट द टीम वर्क स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग की अब कौन सी टीम अच्छे टीम वर्क के साथ आगे बढ़ती है।
या फॉर श्योर। एंड जैसा आपने स्टेट किया है कि ये जो पोकेमॉन यूनाइट गेम है, दिस इज़ अ टीम गेम। अगर 5 प्लेयर्स में से एक भी प्लेयर कहीं पर चोक करेगा तो सारी की सारी टीम को उसका खामियाजा भुगतना पड़ेगा। तो वो चीज़ ध्यान में ज़रूर रखनी होगी। हमने देखा टीम्स का इंट्रोडक्शन देखा है, ये अभी टॉप 6 टीम्स हैं जो कि क्वालिफाई करके यहाँ तक पहुंची हैं, प्लेऑफ्स तक पहुंची हैं, अपना बेस्ट देने वाली है। हर टीम अपना कुछ ऐसा अंदाज रखती है जो कि दूसरी टीम के पास नहीं है, कुछ ना कुछ यूनिक स्ट्रेंथ उनके पास है। तो वो जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो उनकी ज़रूर हेल्प करेगी। देखते हैं उसका इस्तेमाल कैसे किया जाएगा, क्योंकि 10 मिनट के गेम में एक छोटी सी गलती मैच बदल के रख सकती है।
बिल्कुल, जैसे कि आपने बात करी, छोटी छोटी गलतियां यहाँ पे गेम बदल सकती हैं, बट एक एक स्टेप आपको क्लोजर ले जाएगा जीत के। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, हमारे पास टॉप 6 टीमें हैं। बिच्छू गैंग, NTRR, क्लैप डी चिक्स, उसके साथ साथ यूनिवर्स 7, टीम ग्रिफिन और लेबिरिंथ। ये 6 की 6 टीमें अब आगे प्रोसीड फॉरवर्ड करेंगी, बट इन डिटेल लेट्स हैव अ लुक ऑन द प्लेयर्स ऑफ बिच्छू गैंग, उसके साथ साथ सारी टीमों के ऊपर कि किस प्रकार से वो यहां तक तो आए ही आए हैं, बट आगे किस प्रकार से जाएंगे, उनका जो सेटअप है वो किस प्रकार से होने वाला है। बात करें कुछ ब्रैकेट्स की, हमारे पास जो अपर ब्रैकेट में अभी फिलहाल के लिए हमको जो 2 टीमें देखने को मिलेंगी, जिनका पहला गेम होगा वो होगा NTRR और बिच्छू गैंग के बीच में वो मैच।
या पहला मैच हमें एनटीआरआर और बिच्छू गैंग के बीच देखने को मिलेगा, जिसमें से कोई एक टीम जाएगी बेस्ट ऑफ 3 के इस मैच के बाद यूबी के फिनाले में। उसके अलावा दूसरा मैच हमें देखने को मिलेगा टीम लेवरिंथ अल्फा का टीम ग्रिफिन के साथ, जिनमें से कोई एक टीम क्वालिफाई करेगी। लेकिन अभी ठहरिए, जो 2 टीम्स नहीं करेंगी उनका भी आगे मैच हमें ज़रूर देखने को मिलेगा। जिनका मैच हुआ क्लैब डी चिंग से और उसके साथ-साथ यूनिवर्स 7 से, जिसके बाद उनको आगे क्वालिफाई करने का चांस मिलने वाला है।
जी हाँ, जैसे कि आपने बात करी यहाँ पे राउंड 2 का जो हमें मैच देखने को मिलेगा, जस्ट इमेजिन कि कोई टीम ऊपर से लाइक एनटीआरआर कह लीजिए या फिर बिच्छू गैंग कह लीजिए आती है, हार जाती है, उसको क्वालिफाई नहीं कर पाती, तो वो लूजर्स राउंड 2 के नीचे ब्रैकेट में चली जाएगी। वो खेलेगी क्लैब डैम के साथ एक बेस्ट ऑफ 3 का गेम, और अगर वो जीत जाते हैं तो वो आगे लूजर्स राउंड में प्रोसीड फॉरवर्ड करेंगे। बट वहां से एक भी हार उनके लिए कोई और मौका नहीं देगी, बल्कि वहां से सिर्फ आपको जीतना पड़ेगा वंस यू आर इन द लूजर राउंड। फिर जो 2 टीमें जीत जाएंगी, जो जाने वाली हैं अपर ब्रैकेट के फाइनल में, इन केस अगर वहां से वो हार जाती हैं, अपर ब्रैकेट के फाइनल के बेस्ट ऑफ 3 को हार जाती हैं, तो उनके पास एटलीस्ट एक और मौका है लोअर ब्रैकेट के फाइनल के बेस्ट ऑफ 3 को जाके जीतने का और अपने लिए ग्रैंड फाइनल में जगह बनाने का। बट अगर लोअर ब्रैकेट के फाइनल की टीम हार जाती है उसको, तो उनके पास कोई और मौका नहीं होगा एंड वो इस टूर्नामेंट से बाहर होंगे। But we will be having all these amazing games to be played on 27th of the February. तो जितने भी लोग हमें देख रहे हैं, आप सभी को बताना चाहूं कि 27 तारीख को बड़ा ही सारा एक्शन हमको देखने को मिलेगा।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल। एंड इसका साफ-साफ हमने यहाँ पर ये ब्रैकेट समझ लिए। अब सीधा बढ़ेंगे प्लेयर्स की तरफ। तो बिच्छू गैंग के 5 प्लेयर्स हमारे सामने आ चुके हैं, जिनमें से पहला रोल अटैकर का गार्डवियर यूज़ करते हुए ज़्यादातर हमें देखने को मिलते हैं। इन गेम नेम सेप्टर, दूसरे साथ कर्स्ड के ऊपर भी नज़र डालेंगे, जो कि ज़्यादातर जंगलर के रोल के साथ जाते हैं। ग्रे निंजा प्रेफर करेंगे, अटैकर के रोल के साथ आगे बढ़ेंगे। ट्रूपर हमें इस टीम में देखने को मिलते हैं, जो कि सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करते हैं हमेशा अपनी टीम को। अलग-अलग सपोर्टर वो यूज़ करते हैं, लेकिन सबसे ज़्यादा फेवरेट ब्लिसी को मानते हैं। उनके साथ हमें लूफी भी देखने को मिलेंगे, जो कि डिफेंडर के रोल के साथ जाते हैं एंड मिस्टर माइम को यूज़ करना ज़्यादा पसंद करते हैं, ज़्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं। देन वी हैव लीवाई, जो कि एक ऑलराउंडर है, टीम को जोड़ के रखते हैं। टॉप लेन को कई बार हमने सोलो संभालते हुए देखा है, काफ़ी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस प्रोवाइड करते हैं एंड अपनी टीम के ये 5 प्लेयर हैं जो मिलके अपनी टीम को एक विन की तरफ लेके जाते हैं। एंड उसके बाद इनको बेस्ट ऑफ 3 के मैचेस में फाइट करना पड़ता है, जिसमें से अगर 2 मैचेस टीम बैक टू बैक जीत जाती है देन दे विन। अगर इनके पिछले मैचेस पर नजर डालें क्रैकी, तो आप देख सकते हैं 2-0 2-0 2-0 से टीम अब तक जीतती आ रही है।
जी हाँ, जहां तक भी इन्होंने अपना सफर अभी तक बनाया है, टॉप 8 अपर ब्रैकेट राउंड 1 तक भी ये लोग 2-0 से जीत के आए हैं। सो अनडिफीटेड टीम है। राउंड ऑफ 128 में इनको डेफ विन मिल गया था, जिसका मतलब है कि टीम रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करी या फिर टीम खेला नहीं वो गेम एंड इनको आसानी से वो गेम मिल गया। बट उसके बाद अगर आप देखें ध्यान से, स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग एक भी मैच ड्रॉप नहीं किया है, जो कि एक बहुत अमेजिंग बात है। जिस प्रकार से आपने यहाँ पे बात करी इनके पोकेमॉन्स की, मैं कहता हूं कि जिस प्रकार से इनका टीम वर्क हमको देखने को मिला थ्रू आउट द होल क्वालिफायर्स, वो बहुत अच्छा था। कोई भी रोल हर एक प्लेयर जैसा भी खेल रहा है, चाहे वो सपोर्ट का रोल है, चाहे वो ऑलराउंडर का रोल है, चाहे वो जंगलर का रोल है, चाहे वो अटैकर का रोल है, जैसा भी खेलना उनको है, वो जैसा भी चाहे खेलना। बट कहीं ना कहीं ये टीम एज अ टीम वर्क बहुत अच्छी नजर आई है हमको इन द क्वालिफायर्स एंड मुझे लगता है कि जब हमारे प्लेऑफ्स भी शुरू होंगे, ये टीम अलग लेवल पे आउटशाइन करती हुई नजर आएगी। बट चलिए अब नजर मारते हैं हमारी दूसरी टीम के ऊपर जो आगे आने वाली है, जो कि रहने वाली है क्लैब डेम, जिसको हराया है यहाँ पे बिच्छू गैंग ने और भेजा है लोअर ब्रैकेट में। बट लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, अभी भी वहां से इनका सफर खत्म नहीं हुआ है। इनके पास अभी भी एक और मौका है इस टूर्नामेंट में आगे प्रोसीड फॉरवर्ड करने का।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल, अभी सफ़र पूरा ख़त्म नहीं हुआ है एंड मे बी अगर सही को सब कुछ रहता है तो क्लैब डेम हमें फिर से बिच्छू गैंग के साथ फाइट लेती हुई भी नज़र आ सकती है। अगर इनके प्लेयर्स पर नज़र डालें तो हमें सबसे पहले देखने को मिलते हैं कैल 11, जो कि अटैकर के रोल के साथ जाते हैं। वीनसॉर, जो कि आजकल मेटा में बहुत ज़्यादा चल रहे हैं, उन्हें प्रेफर करेंगे। उसके साथ हमें देखने को मिलते हैं एफी बियॉन्डर, जो कि काफ़ी ज़्यादा ओजी प्लेयर हैं, बहुत ही बढ़िया फैन फॉलोइंग इनकी हमें देखने को मिलती है। डिफेंडर के साथ बढ़ते हैं, सपोर्टर रोल भी खेलना पसंद करते हैं, फेवरेट पोकेमॉन बिगली रहेगा उनका। इनके साथ अगर हम आगे बढ़े, वी हैव आई एम सर जो कि ऑलराउंडर रोल के साथ आगे बढ़ते हैं। लुकारियो को अपना फेवरेट पिक मान देंगे, टॉप लेन करना ज़्यादा पसंद करते हैं लुकारियो के साथ। क्योरम के पास जाएं तो क्योरम भी हमें सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करते हुए नजर आते हैं। एल्डेगॉस का पिक अभी उन्होंने लिया है जो कि उनका फेवरेट पोकेमॉन रहेगा। क्योरम कभी कभी हमें जंगल में भी देखने को मिलते हैं, काफ़ी ज़्यादा डायनेमिक ये प्लेयर है। कोई भी रोल ये करें उसकी सही डिटेल्स इनके पास है, परफेक्ट इनिशिएशन करते हैं, कहीं पर भी गलती इनकी तरफ से हमें देखने को नहीं मिलती है। वी हैव नेविल 420 जो कि अपने ऑलराउंडर रोल के साथ जाते हैं, कई बार जंगल में सिंड्रेस के साथ उतरते हैं, एंड जब भी सिंड्रेस के साथ उतरते हैं तब ज़ैप्डॉस फाइट इनके हाथ से ले पाना ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल होता है पोजीशन के लिए।
देखिए ज़ैप्डॉस तो लास्ट जो फाइनल स्ट्रेच में हमको फाइट देखने को मिलती है, वो अगर कोई टीम बड़ी आसानी से जीत जाती है, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स होता है कि वो आसानी से गेम भी जीत जाती है। तो अगर ये टीम उसको जीत सकती है तो कहीं ना कहीं आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। बट जैसे कि हमने यहाँ पे बात करी थी, ये टीम ऑलरेडी लोअर ब्रैकेट में जा चुकी है। इनको बिच्छू गैंग ने 0-2 की स्कोर लाइन के साथ हराया था, बट उसके बाद वहां पे भी टॉप 8 के लोअर ब्रैकेट राउंड 1 में इन्होंने एसएटीएल ई-स्पोर्ट्स को हरा के अपनी जगह कंफर्म करी है। तो जो इनका राउंड ऑफ 128 था वो इनको डेफ विन मिला। राउंड ऑफ 64 में एबिलिटी वंस को हरा के 2-0 की स्कोर लाइन के साथ आगे राउंड ऑफ 32 में प्रोसीड फॉरवर्ड किए, वहां भी इनको एक लकीली डेफ विन मिला। फिर उसके बाद राउंड ऑफ 16 में टीम स्पोकी को 2-0 की स्कोर लाइन के साथ गेम से बाहर किया और अपने लिए जगह बनाई। तो फिलहाल के लिए ये जो इस टूर्नामेंट में सरवाइव कर रहे हैं वो केवल एक लाइव के साथ कर रहे हैं। जो भी अपर ब्रैकेट की टीम है उनके पास 2 लाइव्स हैं, वो अगर एक गलती से हार भी जाते हैं गेम उनको कोई ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी। बट ये टीमों के लिए इट्स द डू और डाई।
या श्योर, जैसा कि आपने कहा इट्स अ डू और डाई, इसकी वजह से थोड़ा सा प्रेशर जरूर रहेगा। ऑन द अदर हैंड अपर ब्रैकेट्स की जो टीम है वो थोड़ा सा रिलीफ के साथ खेल सकती है, बिकॉज उनके पास एक एक्स्ट्रा लाइफ रहेगी। अगर वो वहां पर नहीं भी प्रोसीड कर पाती हैं तो वो लोअर ब्रैकेट की टीम्स के साथ, इन टीम्स के साथ फाइट कर सकती हैं एंड एक और चांस अपने लिए बना सकती हैं। सो वो हमें पता चलेगा प्ले में, जो कि 27 और फरवरी को आपको देखने को मिलेंगे ऑन पेंटा ई स्पोर्ट्स चैनल। तो उस दिन हमारे साथ जुड़ना बिल्कुल नहीं भूलिएगा। अगर आप अगली टीम की बात करें वो रहेगी टीम एंटाईआरआर। बहुत ज्यादा कंसिस्टेंट ये टीम है, इनकी जो जुगलबंदी है, कोऑर्डिनेशन इनकी प्लेयर्स का बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा हमें देखने को मिलता है। पिक्स ये बाकी सारी टीम से थोड़ी डिफरेंट लेना पसंद करते हैं। अगर आप देखें तो वहां पर हमें देखने को मिलते हैं देवेश जो कि अटैकर रोल प्रेफर करेंगे, उनका फेवरेट पोकेमॉन उन्होंने गार्डिवेयर को चूज किया है। वी हैव दक्ष जो कि सपोर्टर रोल प्रेफर करते हैं, एल्डेगॉस को अपना फेवरेट प्रेफरेंस देंगे। उनके अलावा वी हैव कामिल बोलते स्पीडस्टर रोल ये अपना हमेशा पसंद करते हैं, हमेशा इस टीम से जंगलर रहते हैं एंड एकदम सही जंगल करना चाहते हैं। कोई भी पोकेमॉन इनके हाथ में दे दीजिए, चारिज़ार्ड दीजिए, कोई भी पोकेमॉन ये उससे सही जंगल करते हैं। अपनी टीम के लिए जो सबसे ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण सफर होता है, जंगलर का सफर होता है, उसको बखूबी निभाते हैं। वी हैव सैफ जो कि डिफेंडर रोल के साथ जाते हैं, अपने चारों प्लेयर्स को टैंक प्रोवाइड करते हैं, उनको बचाते हैं। एंड वी हैव ईगो जो कि ऑलराउंडर रोल के साथ टॉप लेन करना पसंद करते हैं। माचम्प इन्होंने प्रेफर किया है, अनलाइक ऑल द अदर्स प्लेयर जो कि ज्यादातर लुकारियो पिक लेते हैं, ये माचम्प खेलना ज्यादा पसंद करते हैं। सो दिस इज द टीम ऑफ एंटाईआरआर जो कि आजकल क्रैकी बहुत ही ज्यादा बढ़िया गेम दिखा रही है।
बट आई विल लव टू ऐड 1 to 2 3 थिंग्स यहाँ पे जो भी आपने अभी तक देखा। आपने पिछली 2 टीम्स देखी, टीम बिच्छू गैंग और उनके साथ क्लैप डैम, दोनों में स्पीडस्टर नहीं थे। आई वाज लिटरली मिसिंग टैलेंट फ्लेम उन दोनों टीम में, और साथ साथ स्लोब्रो का वो कॉम्बिनेशन। बिकॉज अगर आप टीम एंटी-आरआर को देखें और अगर आपको वो याद हो हमारी रिकैप वीडियो जहां पे हमें एलजिस्नो बताते हैं कि ये टीम को दूसरे मोबा गेम्स का भी एक्सपीरियंस है। वो एक्सपीरियंस क्यों है आपको यहां से झलकेगा। टैलेंट फ्लेम एज ए स्पीडस्टर बहुत ज्यादा इफेक्टिव साबित होगा अगर स्लोब्रो के साथ उसको कंबाइन किया जाए, फर्स्ट ऑफ द फर्स्ट थिंग। एंड जिस प्रकार से ये टीम वर्क यहां तक करके आए हैं, हमने इनका जो एक रिकैप वीडियो देखा था उसमें भी हमको काफी अच्छे इनके टीम वर्क्स देखने को मिल रहे थे। सो आप इमेजिन कर सकते हैं कि ये टीम कितना डोमिनेट करने वाली है प्लेऑफ्स के दिन, एंड इट्स कैन बी अ हेल ऑफ अ डे टू विटनेस बिकॉज इतनी अमेजिंग टीम खेलेगी। तो इनके अगर हम सफर की बात करें तो यहां तक कैसे पहुंचे हैं, अगर आप देखें राउंड ऑफ 128 में टीम शाइनोबी की तरफ से एक डेफ विन हमको देखने को मिला जो कि उन्होंने नहीं खेला, एंड यहां पे ये टीम सीधा राउंड ऑफ 64 में आ गई। जेडी गैंग को 2-0 की स्कोर लाइन से हराया और अपने लिए राउंड ऑफ 64 से सीधा राउंड ऑफ 32 में जगह बनाई। उधर फिर टीम आईजीएन इनका का सामना करने आई, जिधर इन्होंने फिर से डोमिनेशन दिखाया और 2-0 के साथ अपनी जगह राउंड ऑफ 16 में बना के आगे टूर्नामेंट में बढ़ते चले गए। और फिर उसके बाद जो इनकी फाइट थी वो थी 50-50 के साथ, वहां पे उनको लकीली डेफ विन मिला। बट उसके बाद जब टॉप 8 अपर ब्रैकेट का राउंड 1 चल रहा था और एसएटीएल ई-स्पोर्ट्स के साथ इनका गेम था, वो थोड़ा सा क्लोज गया 2-1 की स्कोर लाइन के साथ, एक हार्ड फॉट विक्ट्री के साथ अपने लिए अभी इस टूर्नामेंट के प्लेऑफ्स में जगह बनाई है। बट लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, लेट मी टेल यू, एनटीआरआर का लाइनअप मुझे काफी पसंद आया है। जैसे कि मैं बात कर रहा था कि दोनों टीम्स जो अभी तक हमने देखी थी, बिच्चू गैंग और क्लैपडेम, उनके पास स्पीडस्टर का रोल नहीं था। आई रियली थिंक की टीम एंटी-आरआर इस गेम में, इस आगे आने वाले प्लेऑफ्स में अच्छा डोमिनेट करती हुए नजर आ सकती है। बट यू हैव टू स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग।
या श्योर, जैसा कि आपने कहा बिल्कुल सही कहा, क्योंकि स्पीडस्टर एक बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रोल होता है इन एनी टीम। साथ ही साथ अगर आप इनकी अचीवमेंट्स पर नज़र डालें, अगर आप इनके पास्ट मैचेस पर ही सिर्फ नज़र डालें, तो इंडिया की 2 ऑफ द बेस्ट टीम्स जेडी गैंग, जो कि पिछला टूर्नामेंट काफ़ी अच्छे तरीके से जीती थी पीयूसीएल, और उनके साथ एसएटीएल ई स्पोर्ट, 2 टॉप टीम्स को इन्होंने हराया, तब जाकर यहाँ ये स्पॉट इन्होंने अपने लिए पाया है। तो ज़रूर टीम अपना बेस्ट देगी। साथ ही साथ बैन का जो सिस्टम होता है, मे बी वो इनके लिए थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्टीज क्रिएट कर सकता है, बट स्टिल आई नो इस टीम के पास हमेशा एक काउंटर स्ट्रेटेजी होती है, तो इन पर बिल्कुल भी हम डाउट नहीं करेंगे। एंड आई एम रियली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू वॉच देम प्ले। अगली टीम जो हमारे सामने क्रैकी आने वाली है, दिस इज टीम यूनिवर्स 7। अभी तक की इंडिया की वन ऑफ द फैन फेवरेट टीम है। इनके जो प्लेयर्स हैं, वेदर इट इज फेक, अगर आप बात करें ऑल माइट जो कि इनके आईजीएल भी रहते हैं, ही इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट लव्ड पोकेमॉन यूनाइट प्लेयर इन इंडिया। काफी ज्यादा लोग उन्हें पसंद करते हैं, काफी फैन फॉलोइंग है। इनकी टीम की बात करें तो फेक, जो कि अटैकर हमेशा यूज करेंगे, पिकाचू लेकर बॉटम लेन जाना पसंद करते हैं। मेलो काफी अच्छे डिफेंडर हैं, डिफेंडर के साथ कभी कभी सपोर्टर भी खेलना पसंद करते हैं, जहां पर वो ज्यादातर एल्डेगॉस ही प्रेफर करते हैं। अगर बात करें इनोसुके की, तो इनोसुके डिफेंडर के रोल के साथ जाते हैं, एल्डेगॉस भी यूज़ करते हैं। कभी कभी हमें यहाँ पर कुछ अलग अलग लाइक विगली जैसी चॉइस भी लेते हुए नजर जाते हैं। ही इज़ एन अमेजिंग विगली टफ प्लेयर। अगले प्लेयर हमें यहाँ पर देखने को मिलेंगे क्लूलेस, जो कि ऑलराउंडर हैं एंड ज़्यादातर जंगल करना प्रेफर करते हैं। सिंड्रेस इनका फेवरेट पोकेमॉन रहेगा। इनको हमने ड्रैगनाइट खेलते हुए देखा है, इनको हमने टैलोफ्लेम खेलते हुए देखा है। जब भी जंगल करते हैं एक अलग ही चार्म के साथ करते हैं। अगर इनका जंगल रोटेशन जिस भी लेन पर जाता है, वहां से अपोजिशन का बचना बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल रहता है। वी हैव ऑल माइट, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट लव्ड ऑलराउंडर इन इंडिया, जो कि सोलो टॉप लेन के लिए जाने जाते हैं। इनके हाथ में आप कोई भी पोकेमॉन दीजिए जो कि ये प्रेफर करें, ऑलराउंडर अगर इनको मिल जाए तो टॉप लेन पर इनको डिफीट कर पाना ऑलमोस्ट नामुमकिन होता है।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल आपने बात तो सही करी, थोड़ा सा मुश्किल तो जरूर होगा, बट कहीं ना कहीं एक सपोर्ट रोल मैं देखना चाहूंगा कि इनोसुके हमको मैचेस में क्या खेलते हुए नजर आते हैं। बट अगर आप यहाँ पे इनके सफर की आप बात करें, यहाँ तक जो इनका सफर रहा है, राउंड ऑफ 128 में इनको एक डेफ विन मिला था, जिनको इनकी टीम के सामने खेलने का मौका नहीं मिला। बट राउंड ऑफ 64 में मेटा एक्स हाइब्रिड को डोमिनेशन के साथ एलिमिनेट करके 2-0 के साथ अपने लिए राउंड ऑफ 32 में जगह बनाई। टीम एम्पीरियम को भी 2-0 के साथ ही गेम से बाहर किया और राउंड ऑफ 16 में भी आ गए। बट उसके बाद एक डेफ विन मिला और अनलकीली टॉप 8 अपर ब्रैकेट के राउंड 1 में टीम ग्रिफिन से हार गए। बट उसके बाद अपने लिए लोअर ब्रैकेट में जगह बनानी थी, जब बहुत जरूरी थी। टॉप 8 के लोअर ब्रैकेट राउंड 1 में इंस्टिंक्ट्स को 2-1 के साथ हराया, जो कि मैं कहूंगा एक हार्ड फॉट विक्ट्री है, बिकॉज इट वाज ऑलरेडी अ क्लोज गेम। वहां पे अगर ये हार जाते तो शायद आपको अमेजिंग खिलाड़ी टीम यूनिवर्स 7 के इस टूर्नामेंट में आज देखने को नहीं मिलते। एंड यूनिवर्स 7 अभी फिलहाल के इस टूर्नामेंट में है, बट उनके पास केवल एक ही लाइफ है।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल, सिर्फ एक लाइफ। अगर आप बात करें अपर ब्रैकेट्स, तो उनके पास ऑब्वियसली 2-2 लाइफ हमें देखने को मिलती हैं। लेट्स सी कि टीम यूनिवर्स 7 आगे कैसा परफॉर्म करेगी। नई स्ट्रेटजीज के लिए भी ये टीम जानी जाती है, नए नए मेटा हमेशा इनके प्लेयर्स क्रिएट करते रहते हैं, काफ़ी ज़्यादा बढ़िया स्ट्रेटजीज यहाँ पर टीम बनाती है। तो मे बी 27 तारीख को जो प्ले ऑफ्स हैं, उसमें हमें इस टीम की तरफ से कुछ ना कुछ अमेजिंग जरूर देखने को मिल सकता है। तो आई हैव वेरी हाई होप्स फ्रॉम देम। लेकिन हमारी अगली टीम टीम अब तक अगर आज की डेट में बात करें, सो दिस इज द ट्रेंडिंग टीम, टीम ग्रिफिन। पास्ट के जो जितने भी इवेंट्स हुए, टूर्नामेंट्स हुए, आजकल बहुत ही ज़्यादा बढ़िया अचीवमेंट्स टीम ग्रिफिन अपने नाम कर चुकी है। फैंस की धीरे धीरे
Yes.
करके फेवरेट बनती जा रही है। वी हैव नोवा हेयर, टीजी नोवा, जो कि अटैकर के रोल के साथ जानते हैं। आज उन्होंने फेवरेट बुक अपनी लुकारियो को रखा है। वी हैव यहाँ पर एक्सोल, जो कि डिफेंडर खेलना पसंद करते हैं। विगलीटफ को अपनी फेवरेट पिक लेंगे। वी हैव जनरल हेयर, जनरल इन्होंने रोल जरूर डिफेंडर लिया है। पिकाचू इनका फेवरेट पोकेमोन है। बिलीव मी, जब भी ये पिकाचू खेलते हैं तो लाइक इतना ज़्यादा डैमेज अपोजिशन को डील करते हैं कि आप जब भी देखें जंगलर से भी ज़्यादा डैमेज हमेशा इनका रहता है जब भी इनके हाथ पिकाचू लगता है। वी हैव वुल्कान हियर, जिन्होंने डिफेंडर का रोल सिलेक्ट किया और साथ ही साथ एल्डेकॉस को प्रेफर किया। वी हैव ओमेन, नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट ओमेन, टैलो फ्लेम ऑलराउंडर का रोल इनको पसंद है। और जब जब मैंने ओमेन को टैलो फ्लेम खेलते हुए देखा है, इन्होंने लॉबी को डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया है। टैलो फ्लेम जंगल करते हैं, इनकी रोटेशंस बहुत ज़्यादा सटीक है एंड जो इनका अटैक सेट है, जो इनके हेल्ड आइटम्स है, वो भी प्योर एग्रेसिव होते हैं एंड बहुत ही बढ़िया गेम इनकी तरफ से हमें इनिशिएट होता हुआ नजर आता है।
जी हाँ, आप यहाँ पे एजेंट्स की अगर आप पोकेमॉन्स की ही बात कर लेते हैं, यहाँ पे विगलीटफ और टैलनफ्लेम का कॉम्बो काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग हमको स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग देखने को मिलता है अगर आप एक साथ उनके यूटिलिटीज को, यूनाइट मूव्स को इस्तेमाल करते हैं। हाँ, अटैक्स के ऊपर अगर हम जैसे कि बात कर ही रहे हैं, आपने देखा होगा कि रिकैप वीडियो में एलजस्ट हमें बता रहे थे कि ये काफी एक्सपीरियंस टीम है। दूसरे मोबा गेम्स का इनके पास एक्सपीरियंस है, प्लस 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 वन थिंग जो हमें इनके लिए स्पेशली सुनने को मिली थी वो थी कि ये सुपर एग्रेसिव टीम है। एग्रेसिव होना बहुत अनएक्सपेक्टेड होता है। ऐसे मैं आपको एक किस्सा भी बताऊंगा इस शो के एंड में कि हमारे कुछ टीममेट्स भी ऐसे बहुत एग्रेसिव हैं, कभी कभी मर भी जाते हैं, तो कभी कभी उनकी तरफ से स्कोर काफी अच्छा हमको देखने को मिलता है। तो अगर आप देखें यहाँ पे टीम ग्रिफिन थोड़ा सा स्ट्रगल, थोड़े से दिक्कतें उनको जरूर रही होंगी यहां तक आने में, या मैं कहूं थोड़ा सा आसानी से भी आ गए हों, बट अग्रेसिव टीम होना बहुत अनएक्सपेक्टेड होता है बिकॉज अग्रेशन के साथ वो मूव्स हमको देखने को मिल जाते हैं जो कि यूजुअली नॉर्मल मैचेस में देखने को नहीं मिलते। एंड आई विल बी सुपर एक्साइटेड, सुपर पम्प्ड टू सी कि हाउ टीम ग्रिफिन परफॉर्म्स इन द होल प्लेऑफ्स। बात कर लेते हैं इनके सफर की, जैसे कि हम बात कर रहे थे, मे भी थोड़ा सा परेशानी हुई हो, हल्की बहुत परेशानी हुई है, ज्यादा नहीं। 128 राउंड ऑफ 128 में कोई परेशानी हुई नहीं, डेफिन मिल गया, बड़ी आसानी से राउंड ऑफ 64 तक पहुंच गए। डीआरजी 2-0 से हराया, फिर वॉल्केनो को राउंड ऑफ 32 में 2-0 से हराया एंड राउंड ऑफ 16 में फिर से मटका गेमिंग की तरफ से इनको डेफिन दे दिया गया। बट एक जगह जहां इनको थोड़ी सी कठिनाइयों का सामना करना पड़ा था वो थी टॉप 8 की अपर ब्रैकेट राउंड 1 में यूनिवर्स 7 के अगेंस्ट खेलते हुए। इन्होंने भले ही यूनिवर्स 7 को लोअर ब्रैकेट में भेज दिया, पर मैं कहूंगा एक क्लोज गेम था बिकॉज अगर आप देखें पूरे के पूरे बेस्ट ऑफ 3 में तीनों के तीनों मैप्स खेले गए, तीनों के तीनों मैचेस खेले गए और उन 3 में से एक बार को ड्रॉ की, मतलब 1-1 की सिचुएशन आ गई थी और एक मैच के ऊपर पूरी सिचुएशन थी, तो वहां पे ये क्लोज गया था। एग्रेशन मैं हमेशा कहता हूं बहुत अच्छा होता है, बहुत अनएक्सपेक्टेड होता है, बट कहीं ना कहीं वो थोड़े से ड्रॉबैक्स आपको जरूर देखने को मिल जाते हैं।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल, क्योंकि अगर 1-1 की एक सिचुएशन होती है, एक-एक पॉइंट दोनों टीम्स के पास है, तो वो जो तीसरा मैच होता है, वहाँ पर दोनों टीम्स के प्लेयर्स के ऊपर काफ़ी ज़्यादा प्रेशर होता है एंड आप उस सिचुएशन में अगर एग्रेशन खेल रहे हैं, अगर सामने वाली टीम थोड़ा-सा अंडर प्रेशर फ़ील कर रही है, देन योर स्ट्रैटेजी माइट वर्क। वरना अगर उन्होंने कुछ काउंटर निकाला, थोड़ा-सा भी समझा, तो आपके लिए वही बैकफायर कर सकता है, दिक्कतें क्रिएट कर सकता है। लेकिन फिर भी टीम ग्रिफिन जब भी फाइट लेते हैं, इनके जो टीम फाइट्स हैं क्रैकी, अगर हम एग्रेशन की बात करें, तो सबसे अच्छी बात जो इस टीम की है कि इनके प्लेयर्स कभी भी अकेले एग्रेस नहीं करते हैं, भले कहीं भी हो, कैसी भी फाइट हो, अनटिल अनलेस ऑल 5 मेंस आर टुगेदर। जब तक यहाँ पर पास नहीं आ जाएंगे, साथ नहीं आ जाते हैं, तब तक कोई भी फाइट नहीं लेता है। लेकिन एक बार जब ये पांचों साथ आ जाते हैं तो टीम फाइट में काफ़ी ज़्यादा मुश्किल होता है। नामुमकिन मैं नहीं कहूँगा, क्योंकि काफ़ी बार गलतियाँ भी होती हुई मैंने इस टीम की तरफ से देखी हैं, इनको भी एलिमिनेट किया गया है, लेकिन स्टिल ज़्यादातर टाइम इनकी जो 5 मैन टीम आती है वो सामने वाली टीम को कंप्लीटली एलिमिनेट करने में कामयाब होती है। लेकिन इस बार कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा टफ है एंड प्लेऑफ्स में हमने सारी टीम्स को, अभी हमने जितनी टीम्स को देखा, आप भी जानते हैं काफ़ी अच्छी टीम्स हैं इनके, चाहे हम पास्ट मैचेस की बात करें या फिर हम उनके पोकेमॉन्स की बात करें, तो उनसे फाइट लेना एग्रेशन बेस्ड थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो सकता है।
Yeah, but on the other hand, we have Labyrinth, जिनके काफी अमेजिंग प्लेज। मैं थोड़ी सी स्टोरी से आपको बताता हूँ इनका जो परफॉर्मेंस रहा है। रिकैप वीडियो में हमने बात करी थी ना, हमें बताया गया था लोकेश की तरफ से, एल जिस्नो की तरफ से, कि पैसिव और मिक्स प्ले स्टाइल है इस टीम का। मैं इस चीज को क्यों थोड़ा सा और यहाँ पे फोकस लाइमलाइट में लाना चाहता हूँ, बिकॉज अगर आप यहाँ पे इनका प्ले स्टाइल देखें, इनके पोकेमॉन्स देखें, वो काफी अमेजिंग आपको देखने को मिलेंगे। डिफेंडर अटैकर्स के साथ ही साथ सिंडरफेस का जो यूज हमको देखने को मिलेगा ना, वो काफी काफी अमेजिंग देखने को मिलेगा। विगली डिफेंड काफी अच्छा करते हुए नजर आएंगे, बट चलिए यहाँ पे पहले मैं बता देता हूं। जैपी आपको नजर आ जाएंगे पिकाचू पे, उनका रोल अटैकर का हमको देखने को मिलेगा। क्रेजी 3-3 हमको लुसेरियो का रोल अदा करते हुए नजर आ जाएंगे, और लुसेरियो यहाँ पे खेलेंगे यूजुअली थोड़ा सा अटैक करते हुए हमको नजर आएंगे। उसके बाद पूरो हमको नजर आएंगे, जिनका रोल डिफेंडर का है और वो विगली खेल रहे हैं। सो जैसे कि हम पहले बात कर रहे थे ना, स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग, ये कॉम्बिनेशंस जो होने वाले हैं विगली के साथ में सिंड्रेस के, चाहे वो टैलेंट फ्लेम के क्यों ना हो, वो डिफेंडर्स के साथ स्लो करके आपका अग्रेस करना आपके लिए काफी ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है। एंड आपने बात करी थी अभी टीम ग्रिफिन के पांचों के प्लेयर्स एक साथ आने की, बट आई फील कि दो प्लेयर्स भी अगर एक साथ दो प्लेयर्स पे भी अटैक कर रहे हैं ना, एंड की यूटिलिटी यूसेज काफी अच्छी है, काफी अच्छे स्टन्स आ रहे हैं, काफी अच्छे अटैक्स आ रहे हैं, आई रियली फील आप इस गेम को बड़ी आसानी से जीत सकते हो।
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल एकदम सही बात है। एंड एक चीज़ जो मैं ज़रूर पॉइंट आउट करना चाहूँगा, टीम लेबिरिंथ ई स्पोर्ट्स, अगर आप इनके पोकेमॉन कंपोजिशन जैसे कि हमने बात की, तो प्योर 1-1-3 स्प्लिट हमें यहाँ पर देखने को मिलती है। प्योरली उसी स्प्लिट के साथ खेलना पसंद करते हैं। एक टॉप लेन, एक जंगल, देन 3 प्लेयर्स बॉटम लेन पर जाना पसंद करते हैं। ऑलराउंडर ये टीम है, कभी-कभी हमें एग्रेसिव भी देखने को मिलती है, कभी-कभी डिफेंसिव पर भी शिफ्ट होती हुई देखने को मिलती है। तो इतना इनको पता है कि कब हमें डिफेंसिव खेलना है, कब हमें एग्रेस करना है। एंड अगर आप ये डिसीजन सही से ले लेते हो, तो इस गेम में आप बहुत हद तक एक काफ़ी अच्छी स्पॉट होल्ड कर सकते हो, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि नॉकआउट हमारे प्लेयर्स को नहीं होना है, छोटा सा गोल भी डालना है। अगर इनके पास्ट मैचेस की बात करें क्रैकी, तो देख सकते हैं राउंड ऑफ 128 में इनको डेफ विन मिला। अब जो इनकी अपोजिशन थी वो यहाँ पर नहीं आई खेलने के लिए। राउंड ऑफ 64 में टीम टीएसबी से इनका मैच जहाँ पर 2-0 से काफ़ी बढ़िया तरीके से मैच को अपने नाम किया। राउंड ऑफ 32 में वेलहेला के साथ इनका मैच हुआ, जहां पर अगेन 2-0 से इन्होंने विक्ट्री अपने नाम करी। फिर हमें देखने को मिला राउंड ऑफ 16 में इनका मैच अगेंस्ट ओमन स्पोर्ट्स, लेट मी हाईलाइट दिस, वन ऑफ द ओजी टीम्स है, काफी पहले से स्क्रिम्स एंड टॉर्नीज खेलते आ रहे हैं, उनको इन्होंने 2-0 से हराया। उसके बाद जो हमारा टॉप 8 अपर ब्रैकेट राउंड 1 था, वहां पर टीम इंस्टिंक्ट्स के साथ थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम हुई, लेकिन स्टिल तीसरे और फाइनल मैच को अपने नाम करके 2-1 से उनको भी इन्होंने हराया, एंड अब यहाँ पर जगह बना ली है फॉर द प्लेऑफ्स।
जी हाँ, ये हमारी टॉप 6 टीमें हैं जो फिलहाल के लिए अपने लिए प्लेऑफ्स में जगह बना चुकी हैं, और अब हमको जो एक्शन देखने को मिलने वाला है वो 27 फरवरी से होगा। तो आपने 6 की 6 टीम देखी स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग, यहाँ पे 6 टीम का पोकेमॉन्स देखे, उनका प्ले स्टाइल आपको पता है, आपके पास काफी अच्छी नॉलेज है कि हर एक टीम का कॉम्पोजिशन कैसा है। यूजुअली जो हमको देखने को मिलता है, एक जंगल एक टॉप, एक 2 बॉटम 2 टॉप 1 जंगल, ये यूजुअल हमको देखने को मिलता है। बट टीम they don't play with rules are made to be broken, and ये सारी टीमें वो करती हैं। कभी कभी 3 टॉप हमको देखने को मिल जाते हैं, फिर 3 बॉटम, 1 on towards टॉप, 1 जंगल। तो अब उन सारे चीजों को यूटिलाइज आप कैसे करते हो, वो आपका मेन गोल हो जाता है। एंड किस प्रकार से आप इन दी एंड अपनी यूनाइट मूव्स, या फिर पहले भी उससे बीच में भी यूनाइट मूव्स के साथ कॉम्बो प्लेस बना के इजीली डिफीट करके किस प्रकार से गोल कर पाते हो। सो everything being combined, it's all about a great teamwork, because मैं हमेशा से हर एक गेम के लिए एक चीज बोलता हूं, टीम गेम के लिए स्पेशली, कि टीम का एक खुद ही मतलब है टुगेदर एवरीवन अचीव्स मोर। एंड हर एक टीम जो अच्छे टीम वर्क के साथ खेल जाएगी, आई मीन कोऑर्डिनेटिंग विद ईच अदर, डू द स्टन फॉर मी, डू दिस फॉर मी, डू दैट फॉर मी, आ जाओ, आप आसानी से जीत जाओगे। दैट्स इट। बट व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से, आपने 6 टीम्स देखी हैं, माय क्वेश्चन इज स्टिल द सेम, हु डू यू थिंक, व्हाट आर योर प्रेडिक्शंस स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग?
जी, बिल्कुल। एंड पहले मेरे प्रेडिक्शन से पहले मैं एक चीज़ ज़रूर आपको बताना चाहूँगा, जैसा कि आपने बोला टीम स्टैंड फॉर टुगेदर एवरीवन अचीव्स मोर, एंड ये गेम उसी बेसिस पर काम करता है, क्योंकि अगर आप ध्यान दें तो जो पोकेमॉन का सबसे ज़्यादा डैमेज है, उनका सबसे ज़्यादा हमें डिफेंस भी कम देखने को मिलता है, वेदर इट इज़ सिंड्रेस, वेदर इट इज़ पिकाचू, दीज आर सम पेपर हीरोज, तो इनको सपोर्ट देना पड़ता है। अगर विगली उनको सपोर्ट दें, या फिर उनको डिफेंस भी देना पड़ता है, एंड वो अगर टीम सही से करेगी, तो ये जो पोकेमॉन है ये बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़िया गेम दिखा सकते हैं। एंड टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट, अगर एक चीज़ मैं ज़रूर हाईलाइट करना चाहूँगा, जैसा कि मैंने बताया कि पिकाचू खेलना बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं ज़्यादातर प्लेयर्स। उसका भी रीज़न है, अगर आप पिकाचू को सही से टीम अगर सपोर्ट करती है तो पिकाचू का यूनाइट मूव आप ऑलमोस्ट 5 से 6 बार, यप अगर सही से खेलें तो 5 बार तक, 4 से 5 बार इजीली यूज़ कर सकते हैं एक मैच में। काफ़ी अगर सही हेल्ड आइटम लगा रखे हैं तो बहुत जल्दी वो रिचार्ज हो जाता है। सो स्टिल टीम वर्क पे डिपेंड करता है। प्रिडिक्शन की जहाँ तक बात आती है, 6 टीम यहाँ पर क्वालिफाई की हैं क्रैकी, हमने 6 टीम्स का नाम देख लिया है। 2 टीम्स कुछ ऐसी भी हैं, टीम एंटा आरआर भी यहाँ पर क्वालिफाई की है। यूनिवर्स 7 ज़रूर वो लोअर ब्रैकेट में है, लेकिन मैं ज़रूर उनसे, मेरी एक्सपेक्टेशंस बहुत हाई हैं, मैं उनसे उम्मीद रखूँगा। भले उनके पास लाइफ नहीं है बट स्टिल आई हैव हाई होप्स फॉर टीम यूनिवर्स 7, टीम एंटी आरआर एंड टीम ग्रिफिन। बाकी जो 3 टीम्स हैं दे आर ग्रेट एज वेल, बट स्टिल कहीं ना कहीं जैसा गेम मैंने देखा है, अंडर प्रेशर खेलना जानती हैं ये टीम्स। टीम यूनिवर्स 7 हो गई, टीम एंटी आरआर हो गई एंड टीम ग्रिफिन हो गई।
ओके, सो हमारे पास स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग की काफ़ी अच्छी प्रेडिक्शंस आ रही हैं, उनके पास काफ़ी नॉलेज है इन टीम्स के बारे में स्पेशली। हाँ, मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा यहाँ पे, मैं 2 से 3 चीज़ें और ऐड करना चाहूँगा। जैसे कि एस टीयर हमारे पास यहाँ पे पोकेमॉन्स हमको जो देखने को मिलते हैं, राइट, चाहे वो वेनासुर हो गया, चाहे वो टैलफ्लेम हो गया, ये 2 हमको अभी तक इन पूरी की पूरी टीम्स में काफ़ी यूज़ करते हुए नजर आई हैं ये टीम। वेनासुर के साथ उनके अच्छे कॉम्पोजिशंस हैं, टैलेंटफ्लेम के साथ हैं, बट मैं सरीना के ऊपर आपसे 1-2 सवाल और करना चाहूंगा कि व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से, रीसेंट एडिशन होने के बावजूद भी डैमेज इज लाइक अमेजिंग, एंड अगर हम एक्सपेक्ट करें इनको, क्या ऐसा हमको हो सकता है देखने को मिल जाए कि प्लेऑफ्स के दिन देयर इज समथिंग आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स जो टीम एक्सपेक्ट ना कर रही हो, कि उनको सरीना या फिर कोई और पोकेमॉन देखने को मिल जाता है, एंड मे बी वो आउट ऑफ द सिलेबस आके किसी एक टीम के लिए काफी अच्छा साबित हो जाए? आई मीन, व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन दैट?
ओके, तो जैसा कि आपने एक क्वेश्चन उठाया है जरीना के बारे में, सो लेट मी टेल यू वन थिंग। जो हमने ओपी ऑल माइट की बात की, जो कि टीम U7 से बिलोंग करते हैं, एंड मैंने आपको ज़रूर साफ साफ क्लियरली बताया कि जो ओपी ऑल माइट है वो वन ऑफ द बेस्ट टॉप लेनर हैं, ऑलराउंडर हैं। प्लेयर्स, व्यूअर्स सब उन्हें बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद करते हैं। एंड वन थिंग आई वांट टू से वेरी क्लियरली कि स्टार्टिंग से देखा, सबसे पहले वो भी सरीना प्रेफर करते थे। मेटा चलता है इस गेम में, सरीना नर्फ हुई, उसके बाद लुका ने उन्हें रिप्लेस किया, लुका थोड़े से नर्फ हुए थे, देन वी गॉट माचम्प। आजकल हम अगर देखें तो आजकल मेटा में चल रहा है ब्लास्टॉइस टॉप लेन, वी हैव विनोसॉर टॉप लेन। सो अब मैं कुछ भी नहीं कह सकता हूँ कि क्या होगा, क्योंकि सरीना का क्योंकि रिसेंट अभी हमें एक पैच जरूर देखने को मिला है, बट आई डोंट क्वाइट रिमेंबर, शायद से वहाँ पर अभी भी सरीना को कोई बफ नहीं मिला है, तो मुझे लग नहीं रहा है कि सरीना हमें देखने को मिल सकती हैं। जहाँ तक है टॉप लेन पर हमें
Okay, that's really good. Start clashing, but yeah, I mean, जैसे जैसे हमें मेटा चेंज देखने को मिलेंगे, we might be having a lot of good things. So आज के जो पूरे हमारे चर्चा थे वो सारे वैसे खत्म हो चुके हैं। जिस प्रकार से सारी टीमें खेलने वाली हैं, मैं बहुत ज्यादा एक्साइटेड हूँ, and looks like Start Clashing is back. And yes, carry on आप जो समझा रहे थे, because I was super interested. मैं कहा यार क्या हुआ, but okay, you're finally back. Go on. Okay, I guess we can't still hear you, but it's completely fine. वैसे भी आज की हमने जो बातें करनी थी वो हमारी हो चुकी हैं, and okay, enjoy your drink, man. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. And yes, हमारे साथ साथ आप भी एनर्जी अपने लिए ऑर्डर कर लीजिएगा। आप सभी के लिए आने वाली है बहुत जल्दी, यहाँ पे क्यूआर्स आ जाएंगे आपके लिए प्लेऑफ्स के दिन, तो आप भी ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं, आप जीत सकते हैं बहुत सारी चीजें। सो आज के इस टॉक शो के लिए इतना ही, हम मिलने वाले हैं कल। मेरा नाम था क्रैकी, मेरे साथ थे स्टार्ट क्लैशिंग। आपको कुछ भी सवाल है, कुछ भी आप पूछना चाहते हैं रजिस्ट्रेशन के रिगार्डिंग, पेंटा Esports के इंस्टाग्राम को अभी के अभी फॉलो कर लीजिए, डिस्कॉर्ड सर्वर भी ज्वाइन कर लेना, बिकॉज वहां पे आप एडमिन से भी बातें कर सकते हैं। और हम मिलते हैं आपको सीधा प्लेऑफ्स के दिन। टिल देन, गुड बाय।
Red Bull gives you wings.